Alright, you guys, let's see if this works. Oh boy, I have no idea if this is going to... Oh my god, I think it's working. Is it working? Is it working? Is the internet working? Please, for heaven's sake, let the internet work. Just for once. I should have brushed my hair before this. It got messy in the last, 3 hours since I last brushed it. Nobody's here to see this yet, but hello everyone and welcome back. It's your host, Michelle, aka Chat-Mort, and thank you so much for returning once again to my humble little channel. I'm streaming when I should be sleeping. What else is new? Let me just give me a little minute here. I'm going to see if this will work. It might just not. Okay, it's working. There I am. Oh god, shut up, you fool. I hate myself. Okay. Give me just a minute. I'm gonna tweet that I'm doing this. I don't know what I'm doing, ergo I'm doing it on my, my phone here. Here, give me just a moment. I don't know how to, have it automatically tweet out when I do stream. I don't know if that's even possible anymore. I know you used to be able to set up YouTube so it would automatically send out a notification on Twitter when you uploaded a video, but I believe they got rid of that because they don't want people successfully advertising their stuff when they do it, or they want it to all be completely based on the stupid Premiere feature. But anyway, I don't know. Hold on, let me just... I'm streaming, 2 exclamation points, closed parenthesis. Okay, cool. Anyway, dear friends, a lot of you, 0.5 of you, might be new here. If so, welcome to my absurd streaming format. I deviated from this for a while because I like to have something of actual substance to stream about, in which case I will be down there usually and the subject matter will be up here. I like to use OBS very fluidly. The way some people my age see their gender, I see my OBS format and or lack thereof. So everything is a mess. Likewise, I like to do this hideous 14-year-old person's Tumblr blog thing where I just have a slideshow of my favorite characters repeating all the time, because it's just the most agonizingly doofy thing I can think of, and it's embarrassing and autistic in the best way. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. Please let me know, you guys, if you can hear me okay, if I'm dropping any frames. Occasionally the stupid live dashboard thing on YouTube doesn't reflect it if there are any issues, so heaven forbid that happens, which is a distinct possibility. Just let me know if it does. And switch to live chat unless you want to simulate being in preschool again, where nobody says scary things and you don't get any brain boo-boos from mean sentiments being shared with you. So... I actually don't have anything whatsoever in mind to talk about. I just thought I would stop in and say hi. The most recent video I did was a stream, was it not? It was very poorly rehearsed and I stumbled over my words and burped and had a lot of gastrointestinal distress as normal, as usual for me. And I talked about the 22 Kill website where you can buy really cool merchandise or just sign up to volunteer to help this organization that's based on the statistic back from, I believe, early 2012 that discovered that 22 veterans on average commit suicide a day. And they are an organization geared toward trying to research those effects, research what gets people to that point, and trying to get people help before they get to that point, since the government, specifically the VA, has failed the people miserably who have given up the most for the rest of us. So the last stream I did, I think, was on the 22 Kill website, because I believe 3 people in the span of 5 days over the last week, somewhere thereabouts, committed suicide at or inside VA facilities here in America, which is just... it's absolutely inexcusable. But I don't want to talk about anything too depressing this time. I was just trying to remember if the last thing I did was a stream, and I believe it was. I was wearing the same sweatshirt because I'm still so excited to have gotten my 90 mil club merch that I'm just wearing it until it gets stinky and hideous, which the longer you're here you'll discover that I do quite frequently with my clothing. I from the Hot Topic website, I ordered an All Might sweatshirt. And I love it so much that everybody was like, are you ever gonna wash that? And I was like, yeah, someday. But I was just wearing it consistently in all my videos for a while. But hi, I hope you guys are doing okay. I'm doing okay myself. I'm working on scripts for a few upcoming videos, and actually earlier this evening I was fighting with my video editing software. Please don't laugh at me if any of you know anything about video editing, but I have been using Cyberlink Power Director because I went on like a boomer and or like 35-year-old soccer mom websites to find recommendations for video editing software, and several of them consistently ranked Power Director at the top as far as the best quality video editing software. So now I have software that does literally nothing of value when you use it. So I was fighting and using Google, and like I was so desperate I actually used Bing to see if I would find any different results on how to just change my freaking audio settings on this stupid software. It was just freaking agony. So anyway, this is only my second beer of the evening. That's pretty impressive as far as my coping skills typically when it comes to just enraging software. So I've been struggling with the same video for a long freaking time. Hi Magog, hi Monkey, welcome. I'm rambling. Did you notice? I have like an atrociously childish autistic little OBS setup here? I could get in trouble anymore for using autistic, even in an endearing way, to describe something really childish. Anyway, I haven't gotten in trouble yet, so maybe today will not be the day, but it will be soon, I'm sure, if I irritate the right people long enough, and I have a knack for doing that, I think. But I have been working on the same stupid video for like 2 weeks now. I recorded it like 2 weeks ago, and I was doing this thing that is just laughably absurd, I know, but it was enjoyable, where I record freaking videos on my iPhone because it's better quality than my webcam or my actual decent, like, sort of expensive camera. So, I record them on my phone, and then I actually have been editing. Oh my god. Magog, what are you doing? Are you sending people? Oh dear. Oh god. I know it's stupid, but I've been making videos, and then I've been editing them in the, like, god-awful iMovie app. So, it's fun. Like, I know it's absurd. I know trusting Apple software with anything is probably an atrocious idea. You can smell who? Welcome, Dick Barian. Hi. Oh god. Hello, everyone. I'm just gonna tell my autistic little story about my video editing misadventures. So, I was editing this stupid freaking video that was like an hour and 30 minutes before I like carved out any of the mess ups where I'm just stuttering over my words and picking my nose and like throwing my cats through the wall because they won't stop climbing on me and knocking things over. And like, okay, so I know it's absolutely inexcusable to be using something like this stupid iMovie app on your phone to be editing a video that you plan to upload to YouTube. I know there's no excuse for it whatsoever. But it's soothing. It's soothing to be able to, like, I don't know, while I'm like cooking and I'm waiting for everything to get done, or I'm at work and I've got my headphones in, it's soothing to just be able to like boop around on my phone and start editing this big long video. I get it down to a decent length. I export it. I go into iCloud because I'm a freaking 80-year-old and I don't know how to use technology. So I download the video onto my computer after saving it to my like iTunes files. Then I open it in my actual video editing software. Then I make the final touches. I add in the like patron credit thanks things at the end. And then I put it on YouTube. Well, I made the just thrilling discovery that they did something. They made the iMovie software even less practical and useful than it was previously. So I made this video. When I exported it, when I tried to save it to my files from my stupid freaking phone, it was a length that a lot of my other videos have been. In the past, it's just pleasing. It's cathartic, okay? I know it's a bad idea, but it's cathartic to like start editing my videos in iMovie. Then when I get them almost done, I throw them into my video editing software, you know, add in the last couple autistic little touches, and then it's done. It's ready to upload. Well, Apple realizes that their software is garbage, so now you cannot opt out of software updates. You just have to tolerate them. And for a long time, I remembered not to plug my phone in at night, so it would not be able to install the updates. Well, eventually, I was a fool and I forgot. So I plugged my phone in at night and installed this update. And now, after spending like a week, like collectively, maybe 12 hours editing this stupid video in iMovie, now it will not export anything longer than 15 minutes, which was never the case before. And all of my very snarky passive-aggressive tweets to Apple support have gone unanswered, peculiarly enough. So I had to just put like the raw video into my stupid, like ancient, awful, like soccer mom video editing software on my computer, and I'm re-editing the whole thing from scratch. So I have come closer to being an alcoholic in the last like 3 days of redoing this entire video than I've ever been before in my life. It's a good time. So I thought I'd take a break from that and just say, hello friends, welcome to me in my dingy basement with my strange little banners and my strange little see, I'll never be able to figure out which picture or GIF is not loading. There's Trevor at least. Yay! My little slideshow of all of my favorite characters from when I was a wee lass to now. Hi friends. Hi everyone. Blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne. Yes, I know. Hail Magog. I know. You saw Jorah. Did you see Jorah? Sir Jorah is one of my favorite characters. He's like I'm into old dudes. You will find out if you hang out here much. He is like, I love Sir Jorah. Hi, Scrappy. I know, Magog. Your minions have arrived. Welcome, everyone. Hello. Is this as underwhelming as you hoped? Are your little hearts full of joy and awe at my phenomenal format here? My just phenomenal OBS layout. It's pretty lovely. Soccer mom should be thrown off a cliff like a retarded Spartan baby. Yes, I concur. Just start calling Apple a bunch of insert saucy word for lady genitalia in plural here. Guarantee they will answer that one and they can't say anything because you're a woman. Oh, believe me, I have not gotten away with my mischief just because I'm a woman on the internet. You would think it would work every once in a while if you turn it around on somebody who's into identity politics. I can be like, how dare you talk to a bisexual woman this way? How dare you attack a minority in such a strange, condescending, patronizing way? And every once in a while, their little brains will actually kind of like work through it enough to be like, she's got a point. I can't argue with her. She's an infant mentally. She's all these minority statuses, so I can't yell at her and argue with her, but most of the time it doesn't work, man. It just doesn't. Your first mistake was trusting Crapple. Yeah, I know. I don't remember why I got an iPhone. I think maybe like it was time for an upgrade or something. And my dad like bought me the iPhone for Christmas or something. I went from like an NV2, like one of the little ones where you like pop the screen out and you actually have a full keyboard, to an iPhone. And they make them in a way where you basically are so retarded, am I allowed to say that? Probably not, that you're just literally incapable of using a normal, practical, user-friendly phone with a decent, understandable interface ever again. They just ruin you. I know. I need to get a phone that's not an iPhone. I need to. My fiance actually has like a weird Chinese phone, and it's really cool. Boob power. Indeed. Sometimes my boobs get me out of tight spots. Is that how I want to phrase that? I'm not sure. I have to say, if you want an example of female privilege, I have a couple friends who have been like aspiring Twitch streamers for a long freaking time. A long time. And some of these guys are like the funniest, sweetest, most just charming, entertaining people in the world. But they're dudes. So, like, I have all these friends who have been working like hard. They're committed to like becoming like Twitch partners and stuff. All right. Night, monkey. Be good. Stay out of mischief. Um, and I I started streaming. I streamed The Sims 4. I mean, I've usually had a beer, and I'm such a lightweight that I have a beer and I'm about useless. So I'm like half comatose from beer. I'm playing The Sims 4, and I'm not a very entertaining streamer. I don't know how to use Twitch yet. It took me like a week of even streaming to figure out how to even archive my videos so people can watch them later. I made it to affiliate within a month of streaming like twice a week without a schedule. That's how much being a girl with a little bit of mascara and some boobies, that's how much that benefits you. It's absurd, and it makes me like, I don't know. It's not fair that I can just show up, be a total imbecile, which is probably my greatest skill, and I can like surpass people who have been trying and trying, who are funnier than me, who are better than me at games, who can play games that are a lot more intense than the ones that I'm good at. You know? It's kind of shitty, honestly. Chat is going too fast. I'm not used to having this much mischief afoot. What's going on, everybody? I came because Magog said to, and I am a good sycophant. Who are you, and why did Magog summon us here? I don't know. I'm Michelle, aka Chat-Mort. No, not like Chat. Like it's French. Just roll with it. It was my DeviantArt name many years ago, and I stuck with it. And he told you to come here because perhaps it's entertaining when I get flustered because there are actually people watching my stream. I don't know, but welcome. Does that weird Chinese phone come with communist propaganda and cat and dog recipes? It doesn't come with anything. Like, it's very strange. It's like do people even use the phrase jailbreak anymore for when they like break their phones so they can do all kinds of absurd things to them? It's kind of like that. And he's of the philosophy where he's like, I'd rather the Chinese government take my information and spy on me than our own government, because the Chinese aren't going to know what to do with all of my strange, like, tech-related Google searches. You know, they're going to have a lot less to, like, wield against me if they have that information than, like, Apple or Google or, you know, the multitude of advertisers they sell all of our information to. Female Twitch streamers are titty streamers. Change my mind. I don't think I can. I don't know the Twitch guidelines very well. I need to be careful because I keep calling myself a Twitch thought, and that might ruffle some feathers. I might get in trouble. I don't know how Twitch works. Like, if you're not wearing socks or something, you get in trouble because of the feet creeps, like they ruined it for everybody. I'm not sure. I know Twitch's guidelines are even more rigid than YouTube, which does not bode well for me. So, we'll have to see how that goes. Just blame Beardy. Thank you, Beardy. I mean, darn it, Beardy. General Kenobi. I know, I found some more nice, like, mullet era Obi-Wan gifts to put in here. The French will be purged when the Dark Lord invades. One can only hope. You are the chosen one, spared from the clutches of the raping tree. Who, me? No. We managed to get my cousin's phone to say fuck off every time it's turned on. That's beautiful. I love that. Okay, so who is not showing up? Which of my gifts is like not showing up right before the Trevor and his briefs? That's gonna drive me insane because I cannot figure out what order they're like rotating in. I'm not sure. I always get distracted by my favorite characters on a little loop there and all the silly, flashy little like atrocious, infantile, MySpacey colors and things I have going on. It's probably much more entertaining to me than anyone else, to be frank. I'm not frank. So how are you guys? Aside from just being mischievous and loud, what are you doing? How are you? What are you up to? Hi, Jeezy. Eggnog of Morscar sounds tasty. Yeah. I feel like it might have something like rub in it, which would be good. I mentioned it earlier, but I really don't have any objective. I don't have any specific topic to discuss unless you guys want to ask me questions or have any, like, current events that you want my input on that I have not sort of regurgitated on Twitter or anywhere else already. I just wanted to stop by and say hello. I saw you the other day on Lords of the Night, Miss Mort. Thank you. Yay. It's always scary to be on there, but it's fun. I'm still such a weenie. I'm scared of talking to people. I like stuttered and stumbled over my words a couple times because of my nerves, but I'm getting better. It's always really sweet of Scribe to have me on. It's fun to talk to everybody. Mead eggnog. Yes, that sounds good. The Smoking Rat says, I'm doing well, though having a nice beer would improve that. Megnog. Meadnog. This might be like really gross, light, like girly beer to you guys, but I love this stuff. I'm surprised at myself that I like a lot of dark beer, but I really like this stuff. I know it's a lot lighter, but I don't know. My tastes have changed very recently. Like, people always say that the older you get, the more your tastes change, like kind of correlating with menopause or just hormonal changes in women. Actually, I've had a bunch of weird hormonal changes happen recently. I had some like scary health stuff going on and I was getting a bunch of tests done. I was really scared for a while and I recently got the answer to what's going on and I'm very relieved, but like I know that you're supposed to gradually go from like enjoying more fruity drinks and more sugary things to like, you know how like sort of milfy aged women, they like Mediterranean salads and they like garlic and they like vinegar and they like peppery things and more like herby spicy things, and they like drinks that are more, I don't know, earthy or more bitter and stuff like that. Like, I feel like that happened to me, like that weird like menopause related shift in like your tastes happened to me like overnight. I went from like 2 years ago, I like punched my fiance as hard as I could for eating a last fruit roll up to now I can't even like look at a gusher. Like I can't even eat like a Reese's cup. Just anything sugary is disgusting to me. And by the way, if I was not like a weenie with cooked noodles for arms, I would not have punched my fiance. He laughed till he almost cried because that was all the harder I could hit him. I would not have done it if I was capable of hurting him. But like I swear it was like overnight or within a matter of months. Like I can't drink really sweet wine now. I had to like throw a bunch of wine out because nobody I knew wanted it. I can't eat like sugary things. I used to be able to eat like bitter dark chocolate. I never liked chocolate. Now I can't even eat dark chocolate. Like all of a sudden I just want to eat like weird like menopausal old lady foods and I don't know why. Like I want to eat like pesto things and I want to eat like fancy like tough like tear your gums eating it bread with oil and little salads with goat cheese and tiny like cherry tomatoes and just atrocious things like that. It's very strange and I just I'm not quite sure that I'm comfortable with these changes I'm undergoing. I don't know. It's like I finally grew up and it's scary and I don't like it. I want to go back. Remember, amateurs train till they get it right. Professionals train until they cannot get it wrong. Profound. And true. Magog has actually kind of not lectured me, but he's reminded me that I need to get better about that. I need to hang out with other people and chat with other people and stuff more often. That's the only way to get over my social anxiety. I just have to do it more. Bratwurst flavored ice cream. I might just ban you from the chat for that. That's mortifyingly... oh my god, dude. Shame on you. I don't like that thought. I'm going to do a review of Bible Black. Someone told me to do it. Guess I will. What's it about? Is this just a question to see my response? I think All right, I've gotten through like the first episode of Bible Black like 3 different times and I couldn't get any further. But you have to watch the English dub because it sounds like a bunch of stoned people recorded it on like a really, really old flip phone in a bathroom. That's how bad the audio is. Bible Black is wild. Like, in the worst way possible. Like, think of somebody who doesn't like anime or even anything to do with like sci-fi or fantasy or just anything dark or occult-like or imaginative at all. Like, think of the person or the like archetype of a person that is in the most unpleasant, unappealing way, super disdainful of anything to do with like anime or sci-fi or anything like that. Think of like what their perception of like anime would be. And that's what Bible Black is. It's something, all right. It is about the struggle of some women against the patriarchy. Yes, and against their own internalized misogyny, one might argue, or externalized somewhat misogyny. It doesn't matter. There aren't even words in the English language to articulate the experience you have watching Bible Black. You have to, if you like unironically seriously have not watched it yet, Magog, you have to watch the English dub. It's like insane. It's so bad. It's like the greatest thing ever. Have you started drinking heavy red wines yet? Not really. For the longest time, I hated beer, hated it. And within like the last year, I've started drinking it and I actually really like it. So I've had like no wine except for like maybe 1 or 2 times. Like if I had a gift card and went to Red Lobster or some fancy place and they'd be like, this giant hunk of fish pairs well with this fancy sounding thing. And I'll be like, all right, I'll take an $8 glass of wine that's like this much. Sure, I'll do it. But you know, Jeezy, I haven't, not really. Fuda is best hentai, hands down. Man, I don't know. I don't know, man. Fuda is, it's something. It is something. I actually don't watch much hentai. I usually just read it. Like, sorry, I have beer all over my hand. I'm not a mess. I'm not a lush, I promise. I read my hentai because I want to read it in the bubble bath. That's like my relaxing time. Normal ladies get their toenails painted or something and watch Friends or whatever. I sit in the bathtub with a beer and I read hentai on my phone. But I like to read it better. I like the privacy. I like the wider variety. Although a lot of it is animated now and like a lot of it I'm like, no, I want to read this. So somebody doesn't like walk in on me watching this and hear what's happening or see it. And then there's a lot of it that's just animated now. Like it's not in manga form and that scares me because I prefer reading my hentai. I know that's weird, but I do. I really do. I'm inside the hearts and minds of all. Sounds a little bit Globglo-Gabgalab-esque. Have you heard of that strange and wondrous creature, Magog? The Globglo-Gabgalab? I have a nice picture of him on here. I'm trying to like figure out how to animate him to make him like scroll. Like that's about the only thing that could make my OBS setup any worse. Like a gently, just slowly scrolling Globglo-Gabgalab. I'll get there. I'll get him here eventually. Euphoria is best hentai. I have never heard of it. Show us some leg. Do you want my leg? I'm wearing shorts, I promise. Do you want to see my leg that I've got a red spot? It's very saucy from where my elbow was. Here's my scar from when I was a child, and because I wouldn't give my family member the Wii remote, he kicked me in the back of the knee and dislocated my kneecap. Here's my leg. I can't get any more of it included. It's very pale. If I go outside in shorts, it hurts my head because I'm so pale. It doesn't feel good for anyone. It's great. I love it. Ethot's trying to get that weak attention. Is that me? Oh, that weeb attention. Am I an Ethot trying to get weeb attention? How dare you? You don't read backwards books. I get confused because, like, I'll read nothing but manga for a while. Then I'll try and read, like, a novel that somebody recommends, and I'm like, why did they put the end first? What's going on here? I get confused. What's the best Neko prawn? I've never, like, read or watched any, like, Neko hentai, I don't think. Are there any? There's Neko and ReZero, but I've never, like, read any, like, doujinshi, like, hentai of that. Have any of you watched ReZero? ReZero is, if you can't afford therapy, don't watch ReZero, please. Beer sounds more hood than old lady. Have you started to appreciate the glory of malt liquor? I have not. I've kind of plateaued at some very safe sort of white girl beer. Swear allegiance to Lord Magog. I have already, you fool. Nekopara is best. I've heard of Nekopara, but I've never looked into it. It might be an egregious mistake to, like, look it up right now. Why was I Googling Monet? That's like a weirdly wholesome and mature thing to be looking up. I'll correct that right now. Nekopara is a series of erotic visual novel games developed by NekoWorks and published by Sakai Project. I have a bunch of hentai games, but they're just the Sakura games, because I think I saw somebody do a playthrough of some of the Sakura games, so I downloaded them all. I honestly, as far as, like, hentai games and stuff, the only thing I've ever beaten is Honey Pop, and I've played some of the Sakura games. Did you guys see the like trailer, the teaser trailer for Honey Pop 2 premiered at like 5 my region time today? I'm so excited. That game is phenomenal. The first Honey Pop was so freaking good. You could have a 40 last 2 to 3 days. I don't trust myself. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I could ration something like that. I know it's strong enough that, like, your body probably couldn't physically take any more than that, but I don't know how to drink, like, hard liquor. I never have, so I'm afraid that I would overdo it and, like, grievously injure myself. The Dark Lord Magog commands that you amuse him. I don't know how to be amusing. What is glib glob goobity gloob? Oh my god, Magog! Do you not know what the glob glow gab galab is? Oh my god, it's this freaking nightmare thing. Where did I hear about it first? Who was talking about it? Who was talking about the glob glow gab galab first? I don't remember. It's this thing from, ironically enough, it's this, like, strange, like, mystical creature from, like, a Christian children's movie. And it's strange how, like, Christian children's movies are always the, like, most grotesquely nightmarish, just, like, vaguely uncomfortable things in existence. But there's this movie that was, like, the entirety of the animation studio is just the one guy. And he made this, like, weird analogy for, like, I don't even know what it's about. I think it's called... Yeah, Saberspark reviewed it. Yes. Did I see it first on Saberspark's channel? Maybe I did. I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it, Magog. You maybe watch Saberspark's video on it. It's like, the movie's called, like, Stravinsky and the something, like, magical house or something. It's about these little talking animals, and there's this freaking monster demon in the basement called the Glob Glow Gab Galab, and it sings this song, and it, like, oh my god, I don't know. Like, I'm alone in my basement. I'm not comfortable talking about him too much for fear he'll show up, because I've got piles of books in this basement. I don't want him anywhere around here. I don't feel safe. He may let you live upon his conquering of your world. Little known fact, Harry Potter is actually the story of Magog's childhood. Is it? It seems weirdly tame and kind of unimaginative. More like Harry Potter hentai. Wait. Yeah. I still, like, everybody's freaking out about the J.K. Rowling garbage or however the hell you say her name. But she said a long time ago, after she said Dumbledore was gay, which would have been fine if she didn't, like, say, I'm going to have a press conference about it, which made it blatantly obvious that, one, she was doing it for, like, not victimhood points, but to pander to a very specific community. And two, why would you have to set a press conference to announce it unless you knew ahead of time? So weird. But then after that, like years before any more of this atrocious controversy about like revealing that my left armpit was like pansexual, like orange gendered all along, she said that Hufflepuffs all like practice group masturbation. And that's like their form of sex ed. Like she said that. She said that specifically Hufflepuffs, more than anybody else, to explore their sexuality as you know, growing, blossoming young adults, they do like group masturbation sessions. She said that years ago, and it just went under the radar. And a couple people on Tumblr wigged out about it, but most everybody didn't notice. She's been on this nonsense for quite some time now. It's very... My God, I don't even know. I think she's done even more than George Lucas, or at least she's rivaling him now and knowing how to butcher a, you know, like a legendary, like generation-defining franchise. She is up there, my dudes. Harry Potter. Slow down, chat. I'm not used to there being so many people here. Harry Potter porn is better than the actual films. Changed my mind. See, I've never watched any parodies of it, and I've never read any dirty fan fiction of it. I had a friend who tried to get me to read some in high school, but I was into more, like, childish shows, like fan fiction about kids shows. I was freaking weird little kid in school. I'm weird now. I can't, like, be disdainful of myself as if I've stopped being weird and creepy. Magog could probably use a glob glow gab galab. Yeah, probably. Strawinski and the Mysterious House. Thank you, Dagans. I don't know how to say your name. Dagans Linsang. Thank you. Sing the song. Oh, hell no. I think a year ago, I was really, really sick. I had like a summer cold. And I had a bunch of cold medicine and a glass of wine. And then I started watching like trap remixes of the Glob Glow Gab Galab song. And it went from, like, the most exhilarating, like, transcendent experience I've ever had to, like, I was, like, deeply afraid. And it shifted so fast. It was wild. I bet Glob Glow Gab Galab feels like warm apple pie. He might. I'm the jester of the breaster. Well... I suppose you are the Killing Joke. Just make sure not to use super glue when you are preparing for fornicating with the Glob Glow Gab Galab. I don't know if he would approve of that. He just wants to read his books. SJW Pander points. Exactly, that's what I meant. You know what I meant. Sup, Florida Man. Was somebody here named Florida Man, or are you insulting me? What's my Florida Man story? You guys all have heard of the meme nonsense, right? Where you search for the phrase Florida Man and your birthday. Mine was like kind of wholesome, but it was still cute. Here, let me find it. What's my Florida Man story? Florida Man challenge. No, stupid. See, my problem is I've got DuckDuckGo on my phone because I don't want Google selling all of my information to like a like crack team of psychologists trying to figure out how to like untangle the darkest psyches in humanity. Oh my God. The last thing I looked up on Google ages ago. Right there. Do you guys see it? Holy shit, that's a little spooky. Okay. Unless it's Google's just like, what the fuck is that? And it's looking it up itself. Here, let's see. Florida Man. I'm getting a little distracted. That's okay. December. You would think more people would Google, like, Taylor Swift's birthday. Here we go. Yes, very nice. Florida Man. Oh, come on, you freaking... Okay, everything's fine. Florida man tries to escape police by jumping headfirst through window. Kind of cops, kind of trite, but I still think it's charming. Yeah. My birthday is... Woo! Little bit of technology crumbling because I elbowed at ASMR there for all of you lucky viewers. My birthday is December 13th, so it's the same as Taylor Swift and Amy Lee from Evanescence, which is a little nicer, and also Christopher Plummer and Dick Van Dyke, which are infinitely more important, influential, talented people than the prior two, so I'm sure they're pleased with their Florida Man assigned misadventures as well. What the hell are you guys saying? I'm trying to catch up. Magog looks different on this stream. I about have Magog's coloring at least out of the cloak and the persona. I'm very fair. Borderline translucent. Let people drive around in it, not knowing what happened to the pumpkin car. Don't knock Elmer's glue. It is the best lube. I mean, if you really like the person, it might be a good strategy. Weird is normal. Weird is good. Indeed. Weird is good was my, like, random lols, phase, like, catchphrase in middle school, high school. Magog is quite fetching and sounds less annoying in this form. Is it the lighting? It's the extremely low lighting. I assure you. I bet Hufflepuff Glob Glow Gab Galab feels like warm cherry pie. Magog, I'm gonna have to revoke your wrench here if you keep talking like that, buddy. You guys are mean. What this woman say? I don't remember what I said. This is a freaking garbage with chats. Like 3 hours later, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And for you guys, it's like you finished talking about what I'm responding to 4.5 seconds ago. What's the matter with you? But when you're streaming, y'all, man, I talk about it like I'm any good at it, know what I'm doing. Who is the one who's gone? Who is not here? Who is the one before the Trevor in Briefs picture? Who is it? I don't know. Who is, like, whose file is all messed up, man? I don't know. Shit. Sorry. I'm drunk. What was I talking about? What the hell was I talking about? It's your fault. It's all of your faults. I don't know. I'm itchy. What have I done? I'm so sorry, Mort. You should be. She said again, no. Oh, I'm talking about Globby. What's his nickname? I don't know. Happy birthday, Mort. Yay, it's my birthday. Someday it is. Thank you, Skittles McStabby Pants. That's an adorable name. You search for Florida Man in your screen name. I don't know if I want to see that because my screen name, Chat-Mort, means dead cat in French. Again, from my DeviantArt days. So I don't want to see anything about cats getting hurt. It's very much a leftist thing stereotypically, but I'm a cat person. If somebody hurts cats, like, I'd like to make Dexter look like a nun in comparison. I don't like when people hurt animals. No, it's a spelling of that word. What are you... I don't know what you're saying, y'all. Oh, you're talking to each other. I'm sorry. I'll see myself out. Hello, Mort. Did chicks dig robots? Giant robots, yes. Kenny, I don't know if you were here, but I've been saying for like a year I need to rewatch Megas, and I just haven't. I haven't. I need to rewatch it, because I know Megas is online, just floating around. Was Megas done by Titmouse Animation? I feel like it was. Is Megas on DVD? I love Titmouse. I love everything Titmouse animates. Like years ago, my plan was, because I didn't get a job till after high school because I had crippling anxiety, all those quaint little things, you know, so I couldn't not fail high school, not kill myself, and have a job. So I waited till I got out of high school to get my etc. My plan was, with my first paycheck from my first job, I was going to get like 5 Super Jail shirts. Like, that was the only thing I wanted to own in the world with my own money. And it's been a handful of years since my first job, and I still don't own any Super Jail merchandise. I bought Super Jail on iTunes. I've forced like several people to watch at least one episode of Super Jail, but you can't restrain anybody long enough to get them to sit through more than one episode. That's a good tangent. That's who I don't have any gifs of. The Warden. I need to get some gifs of the Warden for my autistic little favorite character reel here. Do you need this monster hunted and dispatched, Ms. Mort? Maybe. I don't have anything to reward you with, though, other than some cat hair and, like, a booger, maybe. My birthday's the same as Hitler's. Nice. Very nice. My IQ is the same as Hitler's. Feels good, man. Give Joker the job. Hi. Where did you go? XV12. 1512? XV? 1512? I don't know how. You guys are going to have to tell me how to pronounce your names. I'm okay at remembering it once you tell me, but until then I will butcher them so badly that you want to tear my eyeballs out of my head and strangle me with my octave nerves. Optic nerves. I'm not drunk. Ravens are gay. Use crows like the ones from Dumbo. I prefer crows too because they're smarter. Crows are amazing. It's all about Hufflepuffing that wizard weed. Evidently. I don't know. Annoying portals that instantly send packages are the way to go. Sometimes. Your naming's Chinese food. Magog, how could you? Oh, it is. We always make dry remarks when our cats, like, crawl into the Chinese food bag after we're done eating. Keck. Hi, Allie. Animals in general, question mark? I've been rambling for so long, Captain Deathbeard. What animals in general, what about them? Animal abuse? I don't like animal abuse, obviously. I'm okay with hunting. You know, I don't know if that's what you're asking about. I'm just gonna ramble because what the hell? I've had an entire beer and that's more than I can handle. And this is my channel, so I'll ramble if I want. Like, I don't like trophy hunting. I think it's barbaric, but I also respect it. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean that it's wrong objectively. And most of the people I know who are hunters are far more, like, eco-friendly and respect nature and are far more, like, enthusiastic about it and attuned to it than most of the people I know who are like, hurting animals is bad. You know, like, if you hunt and you try to, like, dispatch the animal, if you try to kill it as quickly and humanely and respectfully as possible, if you use as many parts as possible, I have no problem with that. I couldn't do it myself. The second there's an apocalypse, the day that microwave dinners are not accessible like 2.5 times a day, I'm dead. Done. I'm gone. But I respect people who do that, who are hunters. But the kind of person who hurts an animal for fun, those are the kind of people I would enjoy hurting for fun far more than is less than worrisome. Don't hurt the pussy. Exactly. Oof, robot size queen. Hey, it's the theme song. Chicks dig giant robots. You don't think Megas is on DVD? Okay. Yeah, Megas kind of like came and went weirdly. You loved it too, Kenny. Only first 2 seasons of Super Jail are canon. Really? Maybe only the first, but the first season was great. See, I got into Super Jail late in high school. I watched everything but season 4, like when they were already out. Like, I watched season 4 live and it freaked me out. Like, how stupid is that to be like seriously emotionally invested in Super Jail? But it went from like season 1 was just like an acid trip per episode that were total like non sequitur or standalone episodes to like, I think even as early on as season 2 it started being an overarching plot, right? Then season 3 was very heavy on plot. Season 4 was just like 6 major episodes that addressed some of the like loose ends of the plot from the first 3 seasons. I was heartbroken when Super Jail was over. Like, I'm glad they did it and they got it all done while the show was still big, I guess, sort of. I don't know. Was it big? Was it ever big? But part of me still like hopes that there will be more super jail someday. You butcher names like how the Chinese do cats. No! Shame on you, you fool. Good evening, Trowa Barton. Good evening. Welcome, my friend. I'm talking in my musty dark basement alone. I'm not alone. You're all here with me. You might as well be. Hufflepuff the Wizard. No talking about abusing animals. I know I won't. Can I talk about abusing people who abuse animals? Because I would be cool with that. That's not something you joke about. Because then people know where to look when somebody who, like, runs a puppy mill or is responsible for people's pets disappearing goes missing. I don't want them to know to come ask me questions. Hufflepuffs are the commies. Yeah, probably. Miller lightweight. Thanks. Kill it, eat it, period. Lamau. Deer taste amazing. Dick Berrien. I don't like deer, actually. I mean, they're cute and shit, but I hate deer meat. I just think it tastes skunky. I know that's like sacrilege, especially in the frickin' Appalachian hillbilly mountains where I live practically. That's not where I live at all, but I don't like deer meat at all. I don't like deer jerky. I've had goose jerky. This really weird girl in my college Spanish class gave me goose jerky once, and I was hungry enough and broke enough that I ate it. And that was actually pretty good. Chat-Mort lives off chicken nuggets. I actually have not eaten chicken nuggets in like 2 months. Want to try out for side quest. We need another co-host. Yeah, I know Weeb's left. I love Weebs. She's so cute. I don't know, Magog. Probably not. Just because I'm such a weenie. Like, my social anxiety is so bad that's probably a pretty significant step further than I can push myself right now. Although, I love side quest. That would be awesome. I always figure the thing about hunting to remember is that the animals don't die in painless ways naturally. Hunters likely kill them faster and cleaner than nature would. That's true. Yeah, it's like, I try not to let myself be like super soft and spoiled, and I try not to like forget how brutal life is, and I try to dwell on nature a lot just so I don't feel totally disconnected from it and wrapped up in, shit like my Trevor phone here. But yeah, it can be brutal and horrible, and yeah. The only thing that all living things have in common is that we die. A lot of us are miscarried or aborted, like not all of us are even born. The only thing that all living things have in common is death. That's the only thing that unites us all. That doesn't mean it's not still real scary to think about going through and sad, but yeah, that's how it is. Assassin of the Gray. That's a pretty name. The only animals I ever hunted had opposing thumbs and walked on 2 legs. They needed killing anyway. Careful. You don't let the FBI hear you saying that. No, not non sequitur, non-sequential. Well, yeah, that makes more sense. I mean, I feel like every like 5-second instance of super jail is a non sequitur in itself, but non-sequential, yes, is the more accurate term there. Turkey jerky. A girl gave you a goose jerky. Birds tend to be greasy. I don't know, man. Oh, come on. We only ever get 300 people watching. Jeez, Magog, I am such a freaking weenie, dude. Oh my god, I can't. Maybe someday. Like, do you know how scary it is just to, like, be on Lords of the Night sometimes? Like, I had Scribe on my channel to talk about something once, and I know Scribe really well. Like, he's really cool, really laid back, not intimidating. I was still terrified because it was like having somebody into my own home, I'm getting better. I am getting better. I need to hang out with more people, stream with more people, because there are a lot of people who I like love and admire, and I just don't talk to anybody because I'm a freaking weenie, man. But I'm trying to figure out Berserk. Gosh, I know. I keep hearing about the side quest. I will have to try watching it. You should, Skittles, unless you're just being facetious and you have already. You absolutely should. And some are purged via exterminatus, and that's how it should be. The Emperor protects. Abaddon. Is that how you say that? Abaddon, the despoiler? I'm making a list of demon names for a short story I'm writing, because all the short stories I write kind of all like circle back to either really, really sad, awful, scary things or like banging monsters and demons. I'm definitely going to use a pen name. I probably am going to have to. But I'm making this like big list of like demon names from like biblical canon and from a bunch of different religions. And some of them are gorgeous names. Like if they weren't demons, I would like name hamsters and children and shit those things because they're really cool names. According to the Chinese government, there are only 2 genders, male and abortion. Jesus. Combat veteran, United States Army. Okay. I see. That's tough. Well, I mean, thank you. I don't know if you happened to see my last stream, but I just wish there was more that we could do. I wish like the VA was actually competent. I wish the people at the VA gave a shit about doing their jobs. But thank you for everything you've done, you know, and if you ever need anybody to talk to, obviously I'm kind of an unscrupulous, unnerving character, but if you ever want to talk to me, I'm certainly up for that. It's not a live audience though. Necromancer makes his wand rise, but is a hollow husk. Yeah, Scribe is good people. I love Scribe. Scribe has, like, since I started watching political commentary, he was one of my, like, favorite, like, 2 people from the beginning. So it's just so weird to realize that you are good enough and interesting enough and intelligent or funny enough that, like, the people you look up to, like, they like you and want to be your friends. Like, when you get to that point, I mean, you guys know this. You talk to Magog and some cool people, but, like, it's such a weird, cool thing to, like, realize that the people that you've always looked up to and enjoyed content from also think you're cool. Someday is a great goal, yeah. Scribe really reminds me of almost all my male teacher I had growing up. Really? He is kind of, like, teacherly, like, I would probably melt into a little puddle of sadness and shame if Scribe ever scolded me. Unprofessionals is good, though. I've heard, Abaddon, Abaddon. Okay. I apologize for my mispronunciation. That's a word, right? I'm not drunk, you're drunk. Perhaps the Dark Lord can take Mort under his wing and train her to be a fine co-host. It would take nothing short of sorcery to get me over my anxiety. I prefer Abaddon. Yeah. Naming kids after obscure demons would be epic. I actually, when I was looking up demon names, I was using a work computer, so I like went through all the history and was like, I'm going to delete all the stuff on demons that I'm researching because that might raise some questions. But one of the first results that came up was a list of like the coolest like demons to name your babies after. I liked that a lot. Jeezy said, I made a painting of Robot 1X ripping a Chinese fighter pilot's head off and put it on the wall in my guest bedroom. God damn, that's pretty cool. VA is hell, says Dan. I'm assuming not Lieutenant, but yeah, the VA is a nightmare, and I'm just so sorry and ashamed and angry that the US, like, we're all about our military. We're always in dick measuring contests with the rest of the world, and I'm very patriotic. I think the founding principles of our country are very noble and very much worth fighting for. But we do all this stuff to try and hype up our military and tell people that it's the most noble thing you can do to defend this country and put your life and your sanity on the line. And then what do you get for it? You're on a tent begging for food while people who are coming here for the express purpose of like sex trafficking children back across the border are treated like royalty. Like that's how we treat our military, that's how we treat our veterans. It's horse shit. And I'm so sorry that you guys have to go through that. You deserve so much better. I'm dealing with several claims issues with the VA writ large presently. Yeah. Sharing is caring and caring is communism. Well. And communism is magic and magic is heresy. There we go. Berserk, we brought it full circle. Therefore, sharing is heresy. Precisely. Undoomed. I love Undoomed. I love him so much. He actually is the reason I got like my first 300 subscribers. I tweeted at him. I tweeted a video at him I did and asked him if he had time, if he could give me some pointers. And he did. But then he also tweeted it out and shared it on his Facebook, which was so sweet. And I didn't expect it at all. Undoomed is amazing. The Unprofessionals is the stream I do with Undoomed. Yes. I don't know if I've watched much of The Unprofessionals, actually. I has legs. Well, that's good. And you're not a vet. It's probably also good, unfortunately, Dan, that you're not. You are fibbing, Lieutenant Dan. You have no legs. Hi Thomas. Welcome. Oh my god, there's Sans Undertale. I keep forgetting I've got him in here. Every once in a while somebody will come through on the favorite character cycle and I'm just like, oh Jesus, I need to go back to my therapist. Did you see George Papadopoulos interview with Fleckus Talks? It was great. I have not. I have not. I just remember the first time he showed up, I just could not get over the fact that somebody's name is Papadopoulos. That's pretty amazing. That's really amazing. But yeah, I don't know if any of you guys saw my last stream discussing the vet stuff, but I just did a really shitty stream. I was like burping the whole time. My stomach was so upset with me. It was a very, very, like one of my poorest quality streams, and that's quite a feat, but I just talked about an article from The Blaze. Yes, I know everybody like froths at the mouth and seizes when anybody talks about Glenn Beck or Mark Levin, but it was an article from The Blaze talking about how in the span of 5 days, 3 different vets in the country committed suicide either in or outside of VA facilities. And it's horrific, you know. And then I talked a little bit about this website that I've bought merchandise from before, 22 Kill, based on the statistic. It's outdated now, it's more like 29, but based on the research that an average of 22 veterans, you know, commit suicide every day in our country due to the neglect and just the complete lack of gratitude and compassion that our country has toward the people who lay their lives on the line for it. But if you want to help, any of you guys who are not vets or, you know, are not military in any capacity, the only place that I've really researched in depth is 22 Kill. I want to volunteer for them, but I think they only have like a physical location in San Antonio. So like you can help clerically if you fill out a volunteer form. You can help at their events selling merchandise, which I would love to do. But I can't. I'm like across the country from Texas, so I don't know how I can help other than buying merch. And I still might try and talk to them anyway and see how I can help. But they're a really, really cool website. They fund a lot of different programs to help vets get the help and support they need, and they fund a lot of research into what gets people to that point. You know, I mean, I obviously have not been in the military, but I have been suicidal quite a few times in my life, middle, high school. Then like a year and a half, 2 years ago, I had a really, really like scary bout of depression. So it's just one of those things that it's something that we need to address, and it should have been addressed long before now. But I don't know. The only website that I've really researched enough to be comfortable recommending is 22kill.com if you want to buy their merchandise or donate or volunteer. They're really, really good people, and they're doing something really good for the people who give everything, you know? We must remove kebab. Sheesh kebab. One of my favorite usernames I've seen is Vlad the Kebab Remover. Oh my god. Hashtag move to Texas. I know. My problem is, like, besides dying, Undoomed Live. No, don't trip me up. Oh my god, I'm such a weenie. I get so nervous around you guys. Like, ugh, I'm such a fangirl. What the fuck was I talking about? Texas. The thing about Texas, who, I'm so drunk. Who is it in my little favorite character rotation who's there before Trevor? Who is it? I've gone through the folder. I've watched the slideshow. I've looked at the folder as all my favorite characters rotate through here on OBS, silently, alone in my basement. I cannot freaking figure out which of my favorite characters, which stupid GIF is not showing up. I cannot figure it out. I'm so frustrated. I'm getting really distracted. I would love to move to Texas. Everything I love is in Texas. That's not true. It also sounds like a song. But, Texas supposedly has really bad pollen counts. And I, my dear friends, have freaking terrible allergies. Like, bad allergies. So, I've heard people say, if you've got seasonal allergies, don't move to Texas. You'll die. Boot one of these silent mofos and bring on Big Daddy Doomed. No, I'm scared. I'm scared. I can't do it. Oh my god. Told ya. Yeah, it worked. I hate you. I get so nervous. I'm such a baby. I get up early for work and will be working overtime, so I'll be getting off now. Huh. You can credit Lord Magog for at least one new subscriber. Undoomed. I'll catch you in the... Alright. Good night, dear friend. I get up at like 6 in the morning for work, so hello, webcam. You doing all right there, buddy? Okay. I should be asleep too, but I was angry about video editing misadventure, so I'm not asleep yet. But see you, and thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it. All my exes live in Texas. Yeah, that's probably what I was thinking of. Make that too. I love you guys. Thank you so much. You are so sweet. I'm probably gonna do a giveaway when I get to 1,000 subs. I know that's silly, but like I've had a couple little things that I want to send to people. I've had stuff for like 1.5 years that I want to send out, and what was I gonna say? Like, I'll probably send, like, a little thank you package to each of my, patrons. And probably the people who, like, were my patrons previously, too, and stopped because either A, I'm terrible, or B, they're broke, or C, all of the above, yes. But, yeah, I'll do something silly when I get to 1,000 subs. I know that's a very small milestone, but it's still just so cool that many of you guys are interested in my madness. It's really, really sweet, and I appreciate it. And I hope I can do it justice by giving you guys semi-entertaining and sort of relevant content from time to time. Not including tonight, clearly. I want to move to Texas, Skittles says, so that at least one Californian that moves there is actually conservative. That would be nice. It would just be so cool if conservatives or even, like, sane liberals, just normal, sane people could just flood California and, you know, oust all of the lunatics there who congregate there and think they're better than everyone else. It won't happen, but I won't tell anyone, Assassin. I won't. Like, I went off on that tangent about my horrible seasonal allergies, and I want to show you guys the picture of my allergy tests. I might actually... The thing is, it's on my laptop. My laptop is dead. If you guys... Because this is already a disaster stream, because I'm just drunk and fumbling over my words. If you guys just sit here for like 45 seconds, I will get my freaking laptop if I can find it. I just want to pull up the picture of my allergy tests and show you guys like how bad my seasonal allergies are. Is it? I think it's there. I'm going to do it. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. Don't mind my garbage pile that I have not organized yet in my basement. Don't mind my ancient tube TV. It's charming, okay? I like it. The cats use it to jump up in the window. That's why it's there. Please don't criticize me. My shorts are very short and I'm trying to not give anybody nightmares. Okay, everything's okay. I'll be back. Talk amongst yourselves. Make minimal mischief. Is it fucking plugged in? Oh, it is plugged in. I was wrong. What's that? Was it a mousey? It's mousey skin. Morbid. I'm back. You're shocked, aren't you? I got this laptop a couple years ago. It's an HP Spectre. Where's the name? It's a Spectre. So I had a 3D printed Spectre from Mass Effect insignia printed out and stuck on it. Get it? The Spectres. It's a Spectre. I'm cool. Updating Steam. Oh, go to hell. Nobody cares about updating Steam. Of course Steam is updating. I don't use Steam on my laptop. Stop. Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna find this freaking picture if it's the last thing I do, you guys, I swear. Where would it be? Downloads, maybe? There's a logo I designed for somebody and they never paid me for it. Nice. Hell yeah, I found my allergy test pictures. Oh my god, these are so metal. Now, what's the boomer thing to do? Should I email this picture to myself and open it up on my computer? I might. That might be the way I get it to my gaming machine here. That shows a lot of my back. I'm afraid that might be too scandalous for some people. Is there a cropped one? I might use that one. I have to show you guys. I keep telling people I'm going to show them pictures of my allergy tests because they're so bad that I never do. All right. I'm going to... How am I going to do this? I don't know what I'm doing. I've got to figure out how I'm doing this, you guys. But yeah, I keep telling people because nobody believes how bad my seasonal, like, environmental allergies are. I'm going to show you guys my freaking allergy test. Like, the allergist, like, the kind of cute nurse lady, like, stabbed me with all the different allergens in my back and marked them all. Then she left the room. And, like, 20 minutes later, the allergist came in and he's like, whoa! Alrighty. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Dr. Such and Such. Hello. It was hilarious because he was like, what the fuck? It was awesome. I like when doctors come in the room and they're like, what the fuck? Like, it makes you feel special, you know? All right. My God. This is like the most boomer thing anyone's ever done. I'm logging into AOL, my AOL email that my dad made for me when I was in elementary school because I needed an email address to play Neopets. I'm logging into my AOL email on my laptop to email this picture to myself, which I will open up on my gaming machine and then open up in OBS. Because high quality content, man, if that's not what I do, I don't know what I do. What is my password? I don't have it written down. I'm not referencing it. That would be a terrible idea. That's not it, is it? That's not it. Okay, what would it be then? Man, I don't freaking know what my password is. This is a terrible stream, you guys. What are you doing here? That's not it. What is it if that's not it, man? I don't freaking know what it is. Where's my password? This is just the worst stream of all time. What would it be? Is it this? I think it's this. Is that it? Yes. Hell yeah, I did it. I found it. I did it, you guys. Yes, update password. Thank you, Google, for taking all my information. Oh my God, look at all you guys subscribing. You guys are so sweet. I love you. Here. to me. Subject, penis. That's not gonna get me a bunch of... That's why I keep getting Viagra ads on AOL. Because I title all of my emails to myself penis. Life-changing epiphany. You saw it here first, folks. Jesus, why do people like me? What's wrong with you people? Okay. No, seriously, I got this. I know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. I'm really bad at life. You guys have no idea. Alright, where is it? There's the Mexican hat dance song. There's the person screaming no from when Trump got elected. There's a bunch of pictures of Trevor Phillips, of course. Okay, I've got a picture. What does that say? If medical marijuana is safe, then why did it turn mom into a juggalo? That's also in my downloads. Yes. Makes perfect sense. Some old college papers. Oh, where am I? Where is it? There it is. Okay. Open. Send. Hell yeah, brother. Now we're talking. It's sending very slowly. Nice. Okay, on its way. Hell yes. Now then, what are you guys saying? I'm so sorry I exist. I've tried to rectify that and I'm too much of a coward, so I'm just here. I'm sorry, everyone. I've let you down. Here. Now I'm going to open the email on my gaming machine. And then I'm going to show you guys the picture of my allergy shot horrible, hideous welts that I got. Alright. Freaking autocomplete. Come on now. I don't give you my information for you to just dick around and not load. Come on now. Come on. Come on. You working? You working? Alright, you're working. Very nice. Very cool. America Online. Thanks. And there it is. Penis. And we download the photo. Very nice. I don't know. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm so sorry. Okay. So, that is grotesque. Oh my god. Let's just, whoa. That's not what I meant to do. I'm not that drunk, I swear. I swear I'm not. Crop. 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 Oh. Okay. I'll crop out that little pimple up yonder. Nobody needs to see that. Okay. Save a copy. I'm gonna save it on my computer also as penis. 'Cause I'm quirky and relatable. Lol, am I right? Okay. Now I'm gonna open a picture in OBS that I titled penis. This is like all my worst nightmares coming together at once. So it's good. It's real good. Alright. I mean, I guess that's alright. Okay, I'm gonna read what y'all are saying to build up tension while you guys wait for me to show you guys the nightmare photo. My god, I'm sorry. Y'all have been talking for like an hour and a half. I'm sorry, I'm a weenus. I'm sorry. I want to move anywhere that doesn't have winter, Jeezy said. I don't like winter a lot. I love winter, but I do think that I have like seasonal depression when it's just really cold for too long. Like when it's just cold and muddy and not snowy, I get really depressed. I don't like heat either, but I don't know. Moderation of all things. The sane liberals mostly converted or were inadvertently shifted right by Overton. Indeed. California is lost. I don't think there's any way to save it besides fire and darkness. And maybe a big, big saw. And just a gentle shove out into the Pacific. Bounce in the chair more? No, I'm on to you. I shan't do it. Berserk only if the country is very, very lucky. Like berserk berserk? Porque no los dos. It's a good point. Having allergies in Florida are hell. It's almost a year-round ordeal. Yeah, Thomas. I keep meaning to make like a really childish video on why Florida should be like abolished. And that's one of the main reasons. Just a nightmare. You've got mosquitoes this big. You've got pythons so big they eat your small dogs and your children. Sinkholes so big that they swallow towns. You have old people. You have hurricanes. You have grotesque humidity. What are you doing down there? Come up where the rest of us sane people are, man. What are you doing down there? Magog sent me here, but I have been listening to your stream. The stream has been entertaining, so I subscribed. Hope to catch more from you in the future. Thank you, Smoking Rat. I love you. Oh my god. You probably left ages ago, but thank you. So as a random wanderer, does the username mean something? Who are you talking to? Berserk. Oh, that was the Berserk to which you were referring, not like, yeah, not that one. On a fucking laptop. Thank you. Yes. You're going to open up a chat room on AOL while you are there. Lol. No! No, they don't even have AIM anymore. I got the notification when it went away because of freaking AOL. You need Viagra. I do not. Thank you. I am great at sexual health and function. I heard penis, you've activated my gay. You're in the right place then, buddy. You're welcome. See Alice something. Juggalo, greatest people ever. Yes. If you want to mess with someone, put gross stuff in white font at the ends of emails to people. They won't see it, but Google will. That's brilliant. I love that. AOL dial-up laptop. Not dial-up. We have the fastest internet that, like, they have in our area. Unfortunately, like, my fiance and I lived in a different town. We moved to this town. The last place we lived, we had, like, the third from the fastest package. Now we moved, and the fastest, like, the best speed they have of internet in the town where we live now is half the speed of the place we last lived. And it's a third more expensive. So it's tech monopolies are my favorite. You know? Self-murder is the most cowardly form of murder. Not only is the target defenseless, but they're willing to die for nothing. Yeah, a valid point. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's hard to judge people. It's hard to treat people as if they're thinking rationally when they're desperate enough to do something like that. Like, it's a severe product of mental illness to be that depressed, you know? Depression is, it's not just sadness. It's not just a lack of a chemical. It feels demonic. Like, depression is insidious. It will twist and skew every single thing that you say and do and see and perceive, and everything that happens to you and doesn't happen to you. All of it. It is so insidious and brilliant that it is able to skew everything, every single thing that you perceive throughout any given day, and turn it into feedback to reinforce how worthless you are. Like, depression, it's insidious. It's like, it's scary. It's like evil, you know? It's not just a lack of a chemical. It's not just a sadness or a malaise or a lack of motivation. Like, when you have severe depression, when you're suicidal, it feels insidious. It feels like something hyper-intelligent is working against you from within you. Allergy welts. This should be sexy. Oh, hell yeah. Why are your allergies under penis in folder? Because, my dear friend, because I named every document penis. Crop circle allergy welts. Is this about to be the tale of how Chat-Mort accidentally showed her butt on YouTube? No! I want apocalyptic winter. I mean, it's coming. It's a couple months away for me, but it's coming. Lex Luthor did nothing wrong. Well, same as Rat, I found you from our Dark Lord and I plan to stay off sub. That is so cool. Thank you, my dude. I promise I will give you entertainment sometimes that's at least this, like, grotesquely fascinating. Everything you described in Florida is 100% correct. Don't forget alligators. See them every other day where I live. Yeah. Yeah, like, my dad and stepmom went to Florida over the winter. And they're like, if you, like, drove off the road, you would hit a bunch of alligators and wreck your car. Like, little shits are everywhere. Not so little shits sometimes. No offense. Alligators have never done anything to me personally. I can't be too mean to them. All right. Is that it? Okay, I don't know where I'm going to put this picture, but all of a sudden, the most grotesque thing you've ever seen is going to, like, pop up on screen. And you're going to be like, whoa, did I open, like, what happened? I swear, it's my welts. It's normal. It's to be expected. I just want to show you guys, because I've been telling people for ages, like, how bad my seasonal allergies are, and nobody believes me. Like, have you guys ever had seasonal allergy testing done, where they put, like, one little poke in for, like, each different, like, common allergen? They do molds, pollens, different, like, tree barks, dust, animals, all different animals and stuff like that. And then they rank them from 0 to 4, 4 being, like, really, really big welts, and 0 being, like, no reaction. And they just pierce, like, the top layers of your skin with this little, like, needle with that specific allergen on it. So it's just a very small reaction. Like, it's not going the whole way into your bloodstream, hopefully. Have any of you guys gotten, like, little prick allergy tests? In Florida, when the mosquitoes land, men run out to refuel and rearm them for the next sword. Magoogle is the reason many in the chat arrived. Magog, he is such an angel. I love him. I love him. He is a good wizard. He truly is. She says, like, I haven't experienced depression. I'm just saying, it's fascinating to me because it feels like, you know how in the Bible and in, like, old religious doctrine and texts and stuff like that, they describe, like, physical and mental illnesses as, like, demons possessing you. I say like you guys haven't heard this stuff, like when your grandparents dragged you to church or something. Most people have heard of this stuff. But I think back to that. I think back to how there are Bible verses about how, like, demons are cast out of people and then suddenly, like, their madness and their self-destruction, like, goes away. Like, it feels like there is something sentient in you. Something insidious and sentient in you working to skew everything, to co-opt every thought before it's even finished shooting through the synapses in your brain, to make everything feed back into telling you how worthless you are. Like, depression, like, bad, like, critically dangerous depression it's amazing, like, how insidious it is. Depression means she doesn't want a shirt on. That's not true. That's not true. I got my 90 Mil Club merch. I'm wearing a shirt. I like this shirt. I'm clinically depressed and you're right, girl. Well, I'm glad somebody thinks so. It's not good that you're depressed, but a lot of people deal with this shit. And I do occasionally do videos on mental health and stuff like that as well. And it's one of those things where it's become stigmatized, where if you even acknowledge that you have, like, depression, anxiety, PTSD, anything like that, people think that you are trying to, like, score victimhood points. People think you are trying to make excuses for yourself, like, make excuses as to why not to push yourself outside of your comfort zone and improve. Like, that's not necessarily what people are doing when they're just being realistic about the like, drawbacks to their personalities or the things that they're struggling with. And it's important that even though, like, the far left has done a lot to harm mental health and research into it and the cultural, like, acceptance and acknowledging of mental health issues, we still need to work to destigmatize it, at least in the way that people shouldn't be ashamed to face those problems and figure out if they do have them, you know? Like, so many people still live in denial of, like, I don't have depression, you know? It's totally okay that you do. That's fine, you know? We can fix this, or I'll always be here to support you, or, you know, you're fighting the good fight, good for you, but I don't have it. What are you talking about? Like, there's still so much stigma surrounding just like acknowledging, yeah, I have depression, things like that. And I do think it's important to be realistic about those things, you know, because if you're not willing to like earnestly examine whether you have some of those issues or not, you're never going to move past step one to start fixing those things and seeking out treatment and seeking out people who've gone through similar experiences and can support you. And you know, there's no need to like struggle with that alone your whole life when so many other people are going through it and have been through it, and there's so much research on how to start feeling better, you know, and how to not have shit like depression and anxiety govern your life. You know, you can take back your life from those things, as much as that sounds like some goofy like pseudo psychologists like shitty book that they self-published about self-help. Winter is coming. Winter's here, my dude. I mean, it's not, but you know what I mean? You get the reference. All these common people are allergic to bullshit like bees or milk or air. Hashtag Spartans. Jeezy said, my dream is to make an artificial intelligence program to deepfake people's voice into the Alex Jones Southern abortion doctor voice from Joe Rogan. Oh my god. What? Why? I have TBI, so dealing with mild depression type symptoms on occasion, damage to hardware instead of software. Interesting. So TBI, I take it, I'm pretty good at figuring out acronyms. That's traumatic brain injury, correct? Microaggression, safe spacious bullshit. Yeah. Welcome. More saucy, translucent, pale knee for you. All right, I've caught up, so I'm going to show you guys. God, there's nothing more surreal and scary than intentionally like pulling up a picture on OBS that I titled penis. Like, this is like, I'm going to wake up in the morning and have a panic attack trying to remember if this really happened and if it all went okay. Okay. Image 4. Okay. Image file. Browse. The reason I'm bringing this up is because there it is. Hell yeah. You guys see? Do you guys see my allergy test thing? I don't know where to put it. I can put it like here so it looks like my head is on backwards. Here. I'll turn around so I'm so drunk. There. Does it look like I'm looking at you over my shoulder? No, it doesn't. But I've been telling my subscribers and some of my friends on Twitter for ages how bad my seasonal allergies are. This is my most recent allergy test. The like one where there's only one on the bottom row, the like bottom, is this mirrored? I'm looking at OBS to try and figure it out. The like one that's by itself on the bottom row, like to the right of my crooked little scoliosis riddled spine, is avocado. I'm like talking over the top of myself. I'm deathly allergic to avocado, and they don't test for that because it's a rare allergy. So I had to buy a freaking avocado and bring it in. They like scrickled all over it with the needle and then stabbed me with it. So the like really gross yellow one at the bottom is the avocado. But people are like, yeah, whatever. Sure, you have bad allergies. No. If there's somebody mowing the grass and I don't have like my house airtight sealed with the AC on, like my airway closes off. I am like a gargantuan ass weenie. And you can quote me on that and put that in a little calendar of motivational quotes. Knees. Yes, knees. Traumatic brain injury, result of a roadside bomb in Iraq. Okay. Very bad concussion. Interesting. I see. Well, I'm glad it's not... I'm like talking over myself. How stupid is that? I'm glad it wasn't worse, Assassin. I'm really glad. Hi, White Squall. See, I've been talking about this crap for years, and I finally found the photo and brought it up on stream. Lol, geez, are you allergic to everything? Are you allergic to life? I am. I really am. I'm allergic to everything natural. Need sleep. Okay. Night, night, Berserk. Sleep well, dear friend. You're allergic to allergy testing. Yes, I am. Hi, Sir Jorah. Don't look at my bumpy back. Don't look. Don't look. Go, stay, look over there, be beautiful over there, don't look. This is a terrible stream, you guys. I'm sorry. I don't know where to put myself. Here, I'll put myself over here for the moment. Yeah, I'm allergic to pretty much everything. I think the second row, where I only scored like ones on most of them, I think those are molds. There are some molds that I'm not allergic to. The really, really like huge ones down in like the small of my back are like pine, I think, and things like that, like tree bark, maybe. But I'm a 4+ for most things. You know, dust mites, I don't know, freaking apples. I'm allergic to apples. Broccoli. Like, my throat closes off if I eat raw broccoli. Cucumbers, deathly allergic to avocados. Ragweed is really big in my region. Just all trees and pollens and grass. Dust mites. Just everything. Cats, dogs, guinea pigs, horses, hamsters, rabbits, probably lizards, God, I don't know, earthworms, the sky, the moon, the air, you know, bad dreams, I don't know. I am allergic to everything. So it's good, it's fun. I have to be careful when I eat sushi, because if it has avocado in it, like, you know how there's always that kid in school who was like really allergic to nuts or bees, like to where they had to have an EpiPen and go to the doctor, like to the ER in an ambulance if they got like a bee sting or something? That's how I am with avocado. Like, avocado is the only thing that has ever almost closed my airway off, other than when I worked at the pet store and I would clean the mouse and rat cages. And I've rescued a couple mice and rats that were just like feeder mice and rats from that pet store, but I could only keep them for like a couple days, and then I'd have to find somebody to take them, because it was like there was one time when I was cleaning the mouse cages way back when I worked at the pet store, and this tiny little white mouse like trundled up my arm, and like it like snuffled up in my hair and like started grooming myself. It started grooming itself in my hair. My little heart just broke. I was like, oh my God. So the whole day at the pet store, at the cash register, taking care of all kinds of stuff, I let this little mouse ride around in my hair. At the end of the day, I like found the mouse code in the book, zapped it, and just like the mouse rode out of the store with me. And I had a bunch of like tanks from like fish and hamsters I'd had when I was younger, and I had like bedding and stuff just for emergencies and hamster food. Because at the pet store, you end up rescuing things a lot, so like psychopathic little kids don't get them, or like really like nasty white trash people don't like be like, yeah, I'm gonna you know, drink a beer and watch my brother, cousin, and I are gonna watch the pythons eat all the mice, and that's our entertainment for the day. And just stuff like that, you know, people who aren't respectful of the animals and stuff. You rescue a lot of little animals. So anyway, you know, I've had most everything I'm allergic to, even though I'm allergic to it, including a couple little mousies who like just like fell asleep in my pocket at the pet store and stuff like that. But anyway, so when people don't believe me, I have seasonal allergies. I'm allergic to all raw fruits and vegetables, all animals, virtually all pollen, trees, grass, dust, things like that. I have to wash sheets and then like lay them half unfolded in the guest room for a couple days, because like the detergent stuff that I wash my sheets in, I cannot breathe if I wash my sheets and put them on the bed that night. Stuff like just crap like that. I'm allergic to everything, so don't you fools doubt me in the future, okay? Bye-bye. Bye-bye allergy test. Bye-bye 4+ on everything that almost made the doctor fall over when he came in the room. It's going away now. Anyway, now I have image 4 on OBS, so when people are like, you're lying, you're making shit up, I can show you, no, I am the real life Bubble Boy, and everything wants to kill me. If you're allergic to life, why are you stealing my air? I'm too much of a coward to off myself. That's why. That's not true. My depression has actually been lessening a lot in the last month or two and I don't know what I'm doing differently. So it's kind of nice, weirdly, to not like want to die all the time. It's pretty cool. If civilization didn't exist, you'd have died within 5 minutes of existing. Lol. Exactly. Dan says no. I don't know why. I don't remember. I apologize. I have no known food, drug, or environmental allergies. I do not remember the last time I got sick either. Well, Assassin, if we had children, it might even out to where a few of them would survive. No, people, what was I gonna say? People always get angry. You know how there are people who are like, what do you mean you don't want to have kids? That's your job as a woman. You have to have children. Jesus won't let you in heaven if you don't have children. You can't have meaningful relationships and mentor people and be Christ-like and do good things with your life if you don't have children. With my health issues, if I had children, they would, like, probably die, you know? I feel like I'm one of the few people who, like, I have legitimate reasons that people need to, like, relax and trust for why I'm not making my own children. I might adopt someday, but I'm not subjecting children to my being allergic to existing, let alone all my other problems. That's fine though, because avocados shouldn't be in sushi. It like the first con I ever went to back in Ohio, or it was Ohio Con, and I had a piece of sushi there, the first piece I ever had, and my throat started swelling up and it scared the crap out of me. That shit's new. We didn't have those kids when I was in school. Well, I highly doubt that. Your body's protecting itself from inferior sushi. Perhaps. What's the kind of sushi I like? I only like the kind that's like the deep fried stuff with the cucumber and the carrots. Oh, for the life of me, I can't remember what it's called. I'm sorry. There's like one kind of sushi I like, and it's very boring, safe, like white girl sushi. White Squall said, I'm like the opposite to you. I'll get ill maybe once a year, and usually it lasts like a day at best. My body doesn't bruise for some reason. I get bruises and I don't know where they came from. But that's awesome. It's awesome to me that people are so hardy, you know. I'm glad that you don't get sick and all that stupid crap, because it's just awful and aggravating. Whenever I got ill for longer than a day as a kid, my mom treated it as if there was a plague coming to England. Lol. Yeah, if you're that healthy, it would be scary. And I had a roommate in the past who, like, he doesn't get sick. Dude does not get sick. Ever. Like, maybe once a year this guy will get sick. But when he got sick, it was like on death's door sick. Like, there was one time my fiance came in the apartment and this guy was like croaking and trying to call to him to get him a glass of water. And my fiance didn't hear him, so he had to text him and was like, water. That was the only thing the text said. So my fiance was like, Jesus, are you okay? And the guy's not okay. But I know a couple of people like that who, like, they almost never get sick, but it's weird when people's immune systems work that specific way. You know, like when you almost never get sick, but when you do, it's like your immune system is just like laid out, you know, entirely when something gets past its defenses. Excuse me, guys. I'm losing my voice and I'm out of beverage, so I cannot restore it with liquid. There's like a tiny bit of warm beer at the bottom. That was icky. That's so good to hear. Thank you. What's your name, Belias? I'm sorry, I never know how to say that. Belias or Belias Fire. Thank you so much. I don't know. I don't know why my depression is getting better. I'm eating a little bit better, and part of that is because I don't spend a whole lot of money on stuff, but I got like $80 off of HelloFresh. It's like Blue Apron. I always knew of Blue Apron because an older like subscription service, but it's those things where you choose certain meals and then the delivery company will send you like in boxes, insulated boxes full of ice packs. They will send you all the ingredients for those meals. And then you follow the like recipe card instructions and you cook those meals with the exact amounts of ingredients they send you. Um, so I've been doing HelloFresh for about a month, and I can only do it for 4 weeks because I got like, oh, what was it? It was like $20 off every week. And every week is like, I'm getting like the smallest number of meals for the smallest number of people you can get. But like without all the discounts, it's just too expensive. Like we can't do it right now. So I'm just doing this month of HelloFresh. And then somebody gave me their coupon for like $60, so like a week or so free. So I'll be able to do 5 weeks of this like subscription service where they send you the instructions, like the recipe and all the ingredients, and you make your own food. So I have been making I've been making a bunch of like a lot healthier food than I normally make. If stuff is like cooked or fried, I'm usually okay. Like zucchini, I'm not too allergic to actually. So there's like a lot of zucchini, a lot of potatoes, quinoa, a few little things like that. And I'm just making fresh things like I made like a fresh sirloin, fresh chicken with just like different herbs and salt and pepper on it. So that might be part of why my depression's a little bit better right now, actually. I'm eating a little bit healthier, and even though I can't afford to keep doing it, like without the like first month discount, I'm gonna just have to discontinue it. And the one thing that really irritates me about the HelloFresh thing is that they will not stop sending you crap. Like I was gonna sign up for it, and the problem is if you do it on mobile, like you have to download the app. It's all this creepy, condescending nonsense, you know. You have to download the HelloFresh app. And then you have to create a profile, and then you have to sign up for it, and then they'll show you how much it'll cost to get like 2 meals a week for 2 people, or like 2 meals a week for 4 people. You have to sign up before they'll even give you like the quotes for how much it's going to cost you. So I was starting to do that, and I was like, this is ridiculous. I'm not giving them all my information. Like, they're not going to hold me hostage and take all of my personal information, like the credit card, the address, and all that stuff, in order for me to get pricing to see whether I can even afford the service or not. So I stopped right there. I was like starting to create a profile. Like I had filled in my email address, but I hadn't even like clicked out of that field yet on the sign up field like thing page. And I just went on my computer, I looked up how much HelloFresh costs on a forum or something, and it said how much it costs for the like minimum number of meals you can get a week. And I was like, oh, this is too expensive, I can't do it. So I deleted the app. I wasn't even finished like typing in my email address. Like I hadn't clicked out of typing in that field. Deleted the app, didn't give them any of my information. I started getting email after email after email from these people. Like, you fill out your email address and you don't even hit space or enter or click outside of that field, and anything you've typed in that field they take and they put in their database and they start harassing you about it. Yes, my face was just like Brienne's was down there. Day after day after day, 2 emails a day. Just nonstop. Infuriating. HelloFresh is the only ad I was getting on Twitter and Facebook and stupid freaking YouTube. Everything was HelloFresh. Everything. Websites I would go to, like, I just farted and it was a purple cloud. Just like the randomest shit. Any website I went to, why is my cat making this noise? What do I do if my water heater doesn't do what I want it to do? HelloFresh ads. Banner at the top of the screen between every other sentence of articles. Nothing but these stupid ads for this stupid company. And then the flyers started. Every other day. Stupid freaking flyer in the mail. They killed a whole rainforest just to try and get me to sign up for this stupid, like, ingredients recipe shipping service. Non-stop. Infuriating. I was so mad. So mad. Oh my God. And then finally, it's funny, like, they get so desperate after a while that they're like, we'll give you a discount. Here's a discount code. You can get a bunch off. And then they're like, you can even give some free to your friends. And I'm like, fine. I know I shouldn't. I shouldn't reward you people for being so ridiculously invasive. But I wanted to eat some healthier food. I desperately wanted to. And I don't know how to cook anything, so I didn't know where to start. So having very, very deliberate recipes with all the ingredients at home, the exact measurements of those ingredients, I wanted to try it. So I did. And it's great, but it's one of those things where I just can't afford to keep doing it, you know? So I'm sure when I quit, it's going to be that garbage again, where it's just nonstop flyers, emails, coupons, desperate, you know, we'll do anything. We'll give you our firstborn child. We'll give you free kidney dialysis, anything you want. You know, we'll give you 3 social security numbers off the dark web if you just give us another week, please. Like, I know they're going to do that, and I'm going to get really angry. But it's my fault for giving in and signing up for this stupid thing. But I do think that eating healthier has helped a lot with my depression. And I don't know how to cook anything. I never learned. When I was a kid, my dad was never home. He was either working or God knows where he was. We didn't know. We could never find him. And my mom was always taking care of me or working a ton of jobs, you know, to try and make ends meet. So nobody had time to teach me to cook. I didn't know anything. So learning how to cook, teaching myself how to cook this last month has also helped with my sense of self and my self-esteem much more, because I realized that these things that I just felt like I was too incompetent to do, I am capable of them. I can follow a recipe and I can do it reasonably well, you know? And that's a huge self-esteem boost, realizing that this thing that I felt like I was inferior to other adults due to, I'm not inferior, you know? So the nutrition has helped, and that has helped. And another thing is just food is such an important thing to me, that like having a variety of different food as opposed to like the exact same food every day has a huge impact on my perceived quality of life. So I thought, since I can get it for such a significant discount, I think it's worth it to try it for a month, you know? And it was. It's just not going to be worth it when I quit and they're like begging me to take them back and give them all my money. Like, sorry, without a discount, I can't afford it, and I'm not going to do it. And if they start doing the thing again where they're just sending me stuff nonstop, I might call their customer service or write them and tell them, you need to stop. This is invasive. This is ridiculous. This is a waste of money. Stop sending me flyers. Stop harassing me. Like, if it happens again when I'm not using their service, I'm probably going to do that, because I'm not into like the constant ads being shoved down my throat. I'm just not into it. You can afford a phone but not food. There's a huge difference between spending $100 a week to get ingredients shipped to you and food. The only source of food I have is not having strangers ship me a box from 2 states away of ingredients. That's not how that works, buddy. HelloFresh sounds like niche porn. Kind of. Does HelloFresh do chicken nuggets? They do not. Blue Apron does. Do they really? Okay. Yeah, like when I lived at home with my mom, we did Blue Apron, and it was really good. But yeah, I mean, I've had a couple chicken things. I've had like breaded chicken, you know, chicken with like dill seasoning and stuff like that, but no nuggets, not yet. Pronounced like Elias with the buh. Okay. Empire. The H is that phlegm noise English speakers can't make, so it is silent. Okay. Go watch The Butter Baron and get learned how to cook. They'll give you antidepressant pills. Who? Perceive quality of life. Get a VR headset. I can't do VR. It makes me motion sick. And not to be rude, but you're telling me to buy a VR headset when you're mad at me for being able to pay my phone bill and also try to afford food. I'm not understanding the reasoning there. Blue Apron is really good. We have their diet plan, and OMG, it's good. Yeah, when I saw how expensive HelloFresh was, I looked at Blue Apron to see if it was cheaper, and it seems like they're comparable. You know, they're about the same as far as how much they cost. So, yeah. And I don't know of any others besides those two. So, I don't know. And we'll see. The other thing about HelloFresh is I won't like drone on about them for ages. But like the thing is they HelloFresh was trying to get me to sign other people up, because not only do they not leave you the hell alone when you don't want them to advertise to you constantly, but they also are a pyramid scheme, evidently. And they kept saying, we'll give you a bunch of money off of your shipments if you give these coupons to your friends, so they get $40 off of their first week or something like that. So they gave me all these things. And I tweeted about it to see if any of my friends wanted me to like email them the discount code. Sorry, my face gets itchy. Weird. When I talk to people, my face gets itchy. I don't freaking know. It doesn't matter. And then I posted on Facebook, does anybody want my discount code for HelloFresh? And nobody likes me. So nobody responded or liked the post or anything. So I'm like, cool. Nice. Wonderful. Okay. So then they kept emailing me. They're like, you've only got a week to give these discount codes to your friends and get $20 off your meals or something. And then they're like, you've got 3 days left. And then they sent me another one. Like a week later, they're like, well, she didn't get more people to sign up, and scaring her by telling her she's only got a week left to use her discount code for these people, and then she's only got 2 days and then only 1 day left to sign more people up. That didn't work, so we'll give her another week, you know. And then for that second week, they're like, hurry, your discount codes are going to expire. Sign more people up, like a pyramid scheme zombie. I'm like, nobody wants them, bruh. And so now they're just sending them to me without like a time limit, because they're like, well, scaring this person into trying to sign other people up isn't working, so we're just gonna have to keep begging them. It's very, I know it's a weird tangent, but it's just kind of strange and invasive and desperate, you know? Like, make your product more affordable and more people will sign up, you know? And maybe they can't. Maybe they literally cannot price it any cheaper and turn a profit on the delivery, on the ingredients, on all that stuff. Maybe they can't make it any cheaper. But if you can't make it any cheaper, it doesn't matter how many discount codes you give out. People are not going to try it because they know that those discount codes are going to expire. And like every other company, you're going to harass people and probably make it hard for them to cancel the subscription they can't afford, you know? So I don't know. VR karaoke is awesome. Is it? I've watched people do a bunch of karaoke, and I've watched people do, oh my god, what is the Beat Saber? That's what it's called, right? The thing that I've seen PewDiePie do that, and I know a couple friends who like have that. I've watched it, but I don't know. And that game, like the combat game that PewDiePie played also, the really ridiculous one, I tried playing a little of that with somebody's headset at their house, and like I didn't even get out of like the tutorial. I didn't even get onto the battlefield, and I was so nauseous I like had to lay down. It was like 6 p.m, and I slept for the rest of the night because I was so sick. So it's weird. I think maybe if I took like is it Benadryl that helps with motion sickness? Maybe if I took one of those, I would be able to handle it. But I'm not sure. It's just weird. Well, don't read emails anymore like me. That way this won't be an issue, lol. Yeah. I know it's ridiculous, but like I'm still really like committed to my stupid AOL thing. And I'm still like going unsubscribe. Like I go through all the spam I get and I'm like, no, stop. Like I'm trying. I'm still delusional enough to think that I can like keep my ancient AOL email address like spam free and clutter free, or at least minimally spammed and cluttered. It's weird. I don't know. I'm still trying that, but I've supplemented it with a ton of other email addresses over the years, you know, so when things get too wacky, I can be like, "Can you email me at not the like 20-year-old email address?" Ginger is supposed to help motion sickness. Really? Interesting. I love ginger. Yeah, some people can't deal with VR. I get mild headaches if I play for too long, but that's about it. Okay. Yeah, I know like older people who haven't grown up with like really dynamic motion control games have problems with it, but I didn't realize a lot of young people did either. I don't know. Maybe it's like an inner ear balance mechanism issue. I'm not sure. Committed to stupid, you said it. Prob a Democrat too. Who's a Democrat? I don't think anybody here is a Democrat, quite frankly. If they were, when the progressives hijacked their party and co-opted everything, they probably all became independents, if not Republicans. Honestly, I'm not sure. Is it ginger tea? There's a kind of tea, it's like turmeric. No. I don't think it's ginger. It's like turmeric tea. Turmeric and maybe ginger. There's a kind of tea I get just at like Walmart that it's good for not necessarily motion sickness, but it helps with like stomach issues and things like that. And a lot of the time when I'm nauseous, I'll have a cup of that tea and that seems to help a lot. So maybe it's got ginger in its Skittles. I'm not sure. I'll have to like look into it again. I'm not 30, or I'm almost 32, so not exactly the youngest person in the world. You're still a baby, I think. Like, I decided when I was little, not to brag, but I decided when I was like 10 or 11 that until you turn 35, you're not an adult. Like, you're legally an adult, but until somebody is 35, they have no clue what they're talking about. They do not have enough life experience. They've not been in the real world long enough for anything they say to be trustworthy. So like you're still in like little baby Michelle, aka Chat-Mort's opinion, you are still a baby. So well, yay, plus 1 point. I was a Democrat until Obama's second term, really? So you're welcome, friend. You're newer to the fold. Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, Democrats are not bad people. Democrats don't want, like, every single pregnancy to end in abortion. Democrats don't, like, want all white people to be enslaved as, like, restitution for the bad things their ancestors did. Democrats don't want, like, this perfect like communist utopia where the government just doles out money and food wherever they see fit and everybody is like a victim to them. It's, you know, the far left progressives have hijacked the Democratic Party and, you know, turned it into a vehicle to push their propaganda and to push their anti-American agenda. And, you know, many people who have always like been lifelong Democrats have not changed their positions or stances, but it's just that thing where the narrative and the acceptable like political affiliations to have been pushed so far left. This is left in not OBS world, but in OBS this is right. So so far left, I'll mirror it so you guys see left. You guys matter. I'm catering to you folks. I'm just the dancing monkey, right? I don't know. That people who have been like liberals their whole life are now being told they're alt-right like neo-Nazis for wanting lower taxes, for not thinking that every white person is responsible for slavery, for not thinking that every minority person should be terrified to leave their house and is incapable of achieving anything. Like it's just crazy how rapidly that has happened, you know? Um, I was left-wing before I looked into politics at all, then I became a centrist. The Covington kid shit made me not want the left to have power again and became right-wing. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's like everybody is right-wing now. Everybody but like extreme progressives are not progressive enough to be like in the Democrat club anymore. It's crazy. Um Assassin says, does that adulting rule apply to 18 to 19-year-olds on Omaha Beach and other nasty places? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I I just I've always felt that way, and now the older I get, the more 35 just seems like baby age as well, if that's what you're referring to. I'm not sure. I've rambled about so much. I don't know what you guys, are addressing sometimes, unfortunately, but I try to remember. I don't know. It's like when I was little, I genuinely believed there would be some shift, like some dramatic shift, where I would feel like, okay, I know what I'm doing. Like I felt like there would be some event or some moment in my life where suddenly I would feel like an adult and I would feel like I knew what I was doing. I don't. Nobody does. We're all just dumb babies. you know? Who said that phrase before? Like we're all just kids stumbling through the world. Nobody knows what they're doing. There's not like some magical rite of passage or moment in your life like second puberty where all of a sudden you are confident and you know everything you need to know. Like some people never grow up. Some people are very mature from a young age. We're all just ourselves, and there's no like sudden like on off switch thing that happens where you're just an adult and you're totally trustworthy and competent and you've got everything together. And that was one of the weirdest like realizations to have the older I got, that everybody, you're just a person and you're just on your own journey, which came out sounding very vague and silly and pointless. At least the last sentence of it did. It felt profound in my brain when I was going to say it. And now the yawning commences. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm going to head out soon. It's 1:30 in the morning, and I need to be up at 6, so I have made some bad life choices. Oh yeah, Obama's second term shifted me to right center, but the PC shit pushed me way right wing. Yeah. How can we have gone in less than a lifetime? Like, how have we gone in less than 2 decades from the right being like, nobody should be able to watch pornography, no bad words in anything, to now the right's like, please God, just stop. Don't take people's First Amendment rights away. I don't care if they're trashy. I don't care if they're immoral. Just let people be. Stop censoring people. How have we gone to that point where the left used to fight for you to be allowed to express yourself? 20 years later, not even 20 years later, the left is demanding that everyone's rights be taken away because supposedly minorities are so fragile and pathetic that they can't handle jokes, and things like that, or mentions of oppression in history. I don't even understand how that happened. Don't want to allow abortion till the 25th year after birth. You must be a Nazi. Exactly. Adults don't exist. Exactly. Like, yeah, you watch Cops, you watch your local news, and you'll see that adults don't exist. People don't magically gain the authority to like know what they're doing and to be able to tell everybody else what to do when they grow up. There's no magic shift that happens. People are just people, and some people are respectful and mature, and some people are idiots. And unless you go through like some sobering, horrifying life event, like a really traumatic experience in the military, or knocking your girlfriend up and having to like get 12 jobs to take care of her and your baby, unless some like sobering event like that happens, and sometimes that even doesn't force people to grow up, like there's not some like overnight magical switch that's flipped. People are just themselves. And when you get into the real world and you realize adults are just freaking crazy people like everyone else, it makes you feel better because you're not like comparing yourself and feeling inferior, but it's also terrifying because you realize everyone is like out of their minds. It's good. It's fun. I'm immature as fuck, but I'm only 21, so that's probably a given. Yeah, and in some ways, immaturity is good. Like, people always like look down on me for this in middle school and stuff like that, but I liked the Disney movies I'd always liked. I wasn't gonna suddenly pretend that I didn't like Pokemon, or I didn't like video games, or I didn't like Disney movies or things like that because it wasn't cool anymore, you know? I have just always been myself. I have the sense of humor of a 12-year-old boy, and I always will. And I think it's important in some ways to maintain that, to maintain your joy, um, and your youthfulness and your cheerfulness, because so many adults just become so jaded and so beaten down by the world that they're not spontaneous, they're not joyful. You know, little things like seeing a bird, or seeing something wonderful or fascinating in nature, or just like a really cool movie or a funny one-liner in a show, or that you hear somebody say, like, those things don't bring people joy anymore because they're just so jaded and beaten down and bitter about their lives. Like, you have a choice not to end up like that. You can choose to work to preserve your childlike joy about certain things. And in some ways, yeah, that's immaturity, you know? Like, I'm sure a lot of people would be very disdainful of my crass, you know, immature sense of humor and things like that. But I'm sorry. I'm doing what I need to like preserve my mental health and to find joy in all the things I see in the world. And if that makes people resentful because they think that's immature, or because they weren't capable of doing the same thing, I don't, you know, that's not my problem, really. Not to be impolite, but like, I figured I was an adult the moment I swore my oath to the Constitution, because I had to act like one from then on. That's really interesting and admirable. I'd have to say the military is one of those things that will make you grow up fast, you know? And the fact that you resolved to be an adult because you now had really adult responsibilities is very admirable. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up, you guys. I'm like 4 minutes behind in the chat. Seeing how bad the left lies about statistics more than anything is really worrying. With the right, it's just Alex Jones type people that go into conspiracy, but average right-wing people are saying, yeah, I'd have to agree for the most part. You know, obviously, you're always going to have those people who are like lunatics, who are like actual like alt-right racists and stuff like that. But they're a minuscule fringe, you know? Most people are very decent and level-headed and respectful, and they just want to be left alone, you know? I remember on Women's Day here, they had a stat that 2/3, or two out of seven, you said, 2 out of 7 women are murdered by their partners on the news. What? Then in small font, like 1/20th the size of the stat, it said of women murdered, but it didn't say the amount. So I looked it up. The amount was less than 200 a year in a country with 32 million women. So that 2/7 was actually just 57 people at most. That's absurd. That's not just like lying to push an agenda. That's evil. You are gaslighting women into thinking that they are in grave danger, that all men are out to kill them. That's evil. You are traumatizing people as if something has happened to them or is going to happen to them that isn't. And then women live their whole lives in fear, and they take that out on men who they resent and are suspicious of, because people and authorities and organizations that they should be able to trust are lying to them to push an agenda. That's not just dishonest or slimy or irresponsible. That's evil. To fearmonger that blatantly, dishonestly, it's awful. So grown up. I still watch classic Looney Tunes. Do you? I know a lot of people love it, but like, I always just watched anime, so a lot of Western stuff is hard for me to get into. But like, as far as Western cartoons, obviously I do like some. I love Ed, Edd n Eddy. That's one of my favorite cartoons, obviously, still. The older I get, the more I appreciate it because the dialogue is so witty. Like, it blows my mind how every time I rewatch that show, a little bit older and a little bit more mature, I enjoy it even more. You know, stuff like that is fun. And I'm sure Looney Tunes in some ways is like that too, with the double entendres and some of the references. You're an adult when you don't get joy anymore, Jeezy says. Exactly. That's how people feel. And that's how people acted in my school. Like, I've mentioned it previously in videos, and I'll mention it in another video I'm editing to put up soon. But, like, in 5th grade for me, in 5th grade, you are 10 or 11. For those of you who are not in America. In 5th grade, like, going into middle school, and even in 4th grade when we were, like, 8 or 9, people started acting a certain way. Kids started, like, not laughing at jokes. You couldn't think that stuff like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Was cool anymore. You couldn't have fun. You couldn't, like, run around screaming and playing. You had to be, like, tough, and you had to play sports, and you had to be very mature and straight-laced. Like, you're children. You're not a decade old yet. You're children, and you're so scared of being judged and looked down upon by adults and your older siblings and, like, the older middle schoolers, that you're killing yourself. You're destroying your fun. You're destroying your spirit because you want to be mature. You want to feel better than everyone else. And I wouldn't buy into that bullshit. And people didn't like it. People were very disdainful of the fact that over the summer I wasn't all of a sudden like, I don't like Pokemon. I don't like cartoons. I don't like video games. I wasn't going to do that bullshit. I wasn't going to lie about who I was to impress people. And I started getting bullied around 3rd or 4th grade for that reason. You know, because I wasn't conforming. I wasn't doing this absurd farce where you pretend to be an adult when you're 9 years old. I wouldn't do it. But yeah, Jeezy, that's exactly how people feel. They feel like in order to be an adult, you cannot experience joy anymore, which is ridiculous. Like, why would you do that to yourself? Why would you go out of your way to, like, destroy your own spirit, you know? It's just awful. I don't know what you're saying there, Dan, exactly. Skittles says, I try to derive most of my energy from pure unadulterated hate. That works too. Yeah, my sister works at a uni and literally thought 2 out of 7 men killed their partners here in England. It's just bizarre and horrifying. Like, if that happened, wouldn't your prisons be overflowing with murderers? Wouldn't, like, if 2 out of 7 men kill their partners, a good chunk of your family, your friends, the people you went to school with, the people you grew up with in your town, all of them would be carted off to jail and all the women would be disappearing. Like, how can people believe that when they so clearly see otherwise in real life? It's bizarre. This is why people tossed babies off cliffs when they were warped like 300. I've seen 300 like 19 times. It got out of control there for a while. Skittles says, I love being called racist. I mean, half my family is black and Mexican, but I totes hate the brown people. I know, it's bizarre. And, like, all of the brown it just sounds so weird and dehumanizing and patronizing to call people brown people. Like, how did we go from, like, wanting everybody of every race to feel included and human and respected to now the left is condescending and stereotyping all non-white people by calling them people of color or brown people? It's just so weird. And, like, yeah, if you're a brown person but you want smaller government and common sense immigration laws, you also are a white racist. You must be, you know? The leftist authoritarians peddle fear in order to seize control. Exactly. The platform of the far left is fear. You know, it's all about emotion, because if they invoked facts, everything they say would be disproven, unless they're just like blatant dishonest statistics like White Squall was quoting, you know, as an example. Ed, Edd n Eddy was funny as fuck. I love Ed, Edd n Eddy, dude. Oh my god, it is the greatest show. Have you guys ever heard of Satchmo? He did like the first really good Chris Chan documentary. He we haven't talked about it much, but Satch is one of my good friends, and we talk about Ed, Ed, and Eddie sometimes. It's one of his favorites, too. Their fiscal policies cause the poverty and income inequality that they claim their fiscal policies will fix. Exactly. Yeah, it was so insane. I couldn't believe that they could get away with that kind of statistical manipulation to deceive people on the news. BBC News even, so paid tax news, yeah. Pokemon / Yu-Gi-Oh! Wasn't great in the day, that's why you got bullied. No, Dan, I got bullied because people are pathetic little cowards who need to exact control over other children to feel any kind of control in their own lives. I got bullied because people are monsters and they're incapable of respecting other people and minding their own fucking business. That's why I got bullied. I didn't get bullied because the shows I liked as a kid were objectively bad. And that's the most preposterous, absurd, sad thing I've heard in quite a while, which is saying something because I'm on the internet a lot, buddy. Yeah, I didn't hide that I was into anime and games when I was in school, but I also had the reputation of being the strongest kid in school, so that protected me from bullying, lol. Yeah, that'll help you. The first time I jumped out of a perfectly good airplane was a blast. Oh my god. Yeah, that would be life-changing. How many people actually know what 2/3 actually means, though? I don't know. It just seems like people don't use their brains. It's a number, so it must be bad. Yeah. It's another left turn. Yeah, the left divides race into two categories, white and people of color, everybody else. Exactly. Which is funny because white is technically a skin color. Yeah, it's bizarre. And it's one of those things where I think in the beginning, like the social justice stuff probably meant well, not the organizers, not the politicians and the movement leaders who stood to profit, like literally financially, monetarily profit from it, but like the people on the ground, the honest people who went into social justice, not knowing that it was like an orchestrated progressive Saul Alinsky tactic to just get government control of everything, as conspiracy theory-esque as it sounds to oversimplify it like that. I think a lot of the social justice started out meaning well. You know, there are still issues with race relations in this country. And there still are weird cultural artifacts and things left over from the days when racism was prevalent. You know, sure, there's probably some relevance to that, and it doesn't hurt to discuss what happened in the past and how that's affected people and how that affected people's ancestors and stuff like that. Processing that stuff and acknowledging that stuff is not a bad thing. You know, talking about how there aren't a lot of like strong black women in the media for little black girls to look up to, where there are a ton of like white women in modeling and on TV and stuff like that for little white girls to look up to. Like, sure, there's validity to that stuff. And I think a lot of people who didn't know what social justice was designed to do, a lot of them went into it meaning well. But now it's turned into this bizarre, creepy, condescending thing where all these people think, you know, that they are the white saviors and they're smarter and they know better, so they have to protect all the pathetic little brown people because all the brown people can't take care of themselves. They can't handle scary racist jokes. They can't handle scary, you know, stories from literature. They can't handle scary like monuments and history books and things that acknowledge bad, scary racism. They have to be protected from reality. Like, how did it turn into this awful, condescending, blatantly racist thing it is? It's disgusting, you know? I just don't understand how, like, so rapidly it has devolved from people meaning well into just blatant, I am a white person, so I will take care of you, pathetic little brown person. How did it become that so quickly? It's horrifying. Excuse me. Sorry, you guys. I'm losing my voice, so I'm going to have to go soon. They legitimately think white male privilege was stopping 95+% of them from going to prison. My sister and her uni friend tried to argue that women are most likely to go to jail for the same crime. It's just so blatantly untrue. I don't even know what to say to people like that. Which is funny because white is technically a skin. Well, sorry. No, I read that earlier. Black and brown bodies, like people have no autonomy or desires of their own and must obey socialist democrat dogma as a monolith or else. Exactly. Yeah. Oh, if you're Hispanic, and you think that we should have common sense border security and immigration laws so the country doesn't just get flooded with criminals and with people who we don't have the jobs and the resources to take care of, you're a xenophobe. It's internalized racism. you know it's internalized whatever the hell you want to call it. If you're a woman and you don't think that all babies should be aborted, if you're a woman and you think that a lot of women have better options or would be better off if they had the baby and adopted it out or tried to raise it as opposed to aborting it, it's internalized misogyny. If you think women are capable of being held responsible for their actions, it's internalized misogyny. All of these stupid minorities, all of these stupid brown people and women, they're incapable of thinking for themselves. It's all the influence of the much more powerful, intelligent white male, because stupid little minorities couldn't possibly actually come to conclusions that maybe border security is good, maybe lower taxes are good by themselves. That's clearly the product of brainwashing. There's nothing bigoted or condescending about telling stupid little brown people and stupid little women and stupid little LGBT people, oh, that's internalized homophobia. That's internalized misogyny, It's sick and stupid, and it's so obvious. I don't understand how the far left can get away with it. It's pretty freaking disgusting, PSA, far left, racism is not cool. Stop, please. Evidence I showed that women were the majority of college and uni. They couldn't find any evidence to back their stance up, but they wouldn't change their position because, see, more men in their university, it's so dumb. It is dumb. People won't listen to facts. And everyone, the thing that is the most empowering that anybody can do is be willing to listen to the other side, be willing to consider what they have to say, and be willing to look at statistics and, honestly evaluate how your argument holds up to statistics. Is it consistent with them? Are there studies that say otherwise? And we don't do that. Nobody societally does that. Politics is all about picking a side that makes you look the best to your friends with the least amount of effort, and then defending that senselessly. It has nothing to do with bettering ourselves or finding common ground or actually figuring out what the right stance is or the best stance is to take on anything. It's just all about picking a side that makes you look good and then saying, well, no, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. It's just unfortunate that people do that. Racism exists in any community that has more than one race. Well, exactly. But I think racism can be minimized. I think it can be reduced. You look at race relations in the US in the 80s and 90s, they were great. People didn't look at each other and see a skin color. And now they do. Progressives have turned it around. So I think the 80s and the 90s will go down in history as the best. Race relations will never be that good again because people are that fearful and easily manipulated, So I think racists are always going to exist, unfortunately. They're always going to be there. And there are always going to be people who are fearful of other cultures and people who look different. But, societal media and political influence can either minimize those things and make them less prevalent or make them far worse like they are now, Because it's bad. It's bad again. White Squall said, to what Ali said, I like that they call non-white people people of color as if white people lack color, yet white is literally all colors. Black is the absence of color, lol. Yeah, if you look at it from an artistic perspective, from the light spectrum perspective, it's weird, It just doesn't make any sense. Well, now everybody is white. Now Hispanics who don't like believe the far left stuff. Now they're white Hispanics. Now they have white privilege. They're not people of color. Now all of a sudden, Italian people who look nothing like Caucasian people, now they're also white people. Now they're also not people of color because they don't have the right kind of oppression in their past. It's senseless. It makes no sense. I don't understand it at all. You can borrow my voice if need be. I might need to, my dude. I'm dying. You should listen to a song called Brainwashed by Nuclear Assault. Evil. Is that your name? Evil One? I'll have to look it up. I'm not going to listen to it on stream, but I have like a notepad thing on my phone. I will put it down and I'll look it up. Put it down and look it up. I use 2 prepositions. Good for me. Brainwashed by... I'm not good at typing on a phone. I see I stuck up for myself and somebody seems to have left the chat because I can hold my tongue for a certain amount of time when everything I say is being misrepresented and belittled, and then after a while I just kind of can't anymore, and I think somebody left. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Sorry, friend. Asians get treated like honorary white people, so their discrimination against white people that also affects Asians is acceptable. It's very puzzling. It's just so puzzling. Nuclear assault, better do words, lol. Yeah. Well, my dear friends, I'm getting real sleepy, so I'll probably hang out, and if you guys have any last thoughts or anything you want to say or recommend or ask, please do it soon. It is 2 a.m. I have to get up early. I am going to suffer tomorrow, so I'll probably call it quits pretty soon. Northern Italians have blonde hair and blue eyes. Sicilians were invaded by Moors, and their entire bloodline was changed by cultural enrichment. Interesting, yeah. They're so racist that they even think their racism is morally superior. Lol, it's bizarre. It is bizarre. It's completely bizarre. I just don't understand how people are so blind and brainwashed that they don't see the irony in saying that, I am the savior of people of color. I am the champion of people of color. I am the arbiter of who is racist and who is not, and everyone who doesn't act like me is racist, and I will protect all the poor, underprivileged people of color. That a single person of color speaks out and has a unique opinion that, one that differs from their own, and that person is an Uncle Tom, that person is all these atrocious racial slurs, that person is clearly brainwashed, or they're like a slave to and being controlled by and paid by white people. How do you not see the irony in belittling a person of color because they don't fall in line? How are people that stupid? How are people that stupid? I don't get it. And not to sound like an SJW, but it kind of pisses me off when people are condescending and racist like that. Racism is not fucking okay. Racism is disgusting. Progressives, I know you don't realize this, but treating all people of color like morons, like they need you to hold their hand and coddle them and shield them from the evils of the world, is kind of stupid and vile. And, stop, please. Okay, my PSA is over. I'm done. I'm done yelling at people who aren't here and won't listen to me anyway. Get a great night's sleep and pleasant dreams. Sorry you have to wake up early. Thank you. I will try to sleep well. Very enjoyable stream of consciousness show. When is the next one? I'm not sure, Assassin. I might end up streaming again later this week. I need to do some Twitch streams because I finally made affiliate status, and I need to keep that up, and I need to, I need to be consistent to thank the people who have supported me there. But I might stream again here this week. If not, I have a pretty long video coming up soon that I've scripted and am editing. Then I'm going to do a couple political ones soon, like on Bernie being a total hypocrite, donating a tiny amount of his money to taxes, Kamala or whatever her name is, Harris, wanting to take all of our guns away while admitting she has her own firearm for I'm gonna do some stuff on the hypocrisy that's going on. I'll do some political commentary videos, and the One Big Long video is coming soon. So the next Stream of Consciousness show, if it's not this week, there will be one next week, Assassin. But I will try and tweet out when I'm doing it, and you can always check back here, of course, too. And what do people say? Click the little bell if you want email notifications, and you might get email notifications. Probably not. People don't get notified when I upload. Well, good night. I won't keep saying stuff to keep you here, lol. Good night, White Skull. Thank you so much for hanging out, and I'm glad you got to be around when I finally got around to showing everybody my allergy test welts. Because I always talk about it, but I have just never been able to find the photo and get it up. Racism comes in all colors. Exactly, it does. No race is, like, so lowly and pathetic and incapable that they should not be held accountable for their bigotry and racism. Every race can be racist. It's a human problem. It's not a white people problem. It's not any color. It's a human problem, you know? I'm called White Skull pretty much everywhere. I was going to change it for accounts when talking about politics, but the left think I'm white because of it, so I like revealing that I'm not white, like halfway into an argument, lol. They're really bad at dealing with that. I know, people freak out. Like, people always assume I'm a guy because I like video games. I'm like, no, I'm not. People are like, you're just a stupid homophobic. I'm like, I'm bisexual. I've been with women. Try again. It's very satisfying when they're like, oh shit, I didn't know you had victim points, you know? It's very satisfying. Funny how Bernie's for socialism yet has 3 McMansions and an Audi. I know. I am below the poverty line, and this is more information than I usually share, but I give a hell of a lot more money percentage-wise that I make every year to charity than Bernie, and I don't make any. Like, there's no excuse, buddy. There's no excuse, buddy, for saying that everybody should get their money taken away and given to people who haven't earned it. And then you don't do any of that yourself. You don't give any of your money away. It's so transparent. I ended up saying extra things to keep you responding anyway, lol. Glad I made it as well, lol. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I should do the spiel. The spiel, yes. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to, dear friends. Share my videos if you find any of them to be noteworthy. If not, relatable, and I will not be offended. Thank you guys so much for your kindness and your support. It means the world to me. And I try to link all of my social media so you guys can get a hold of me at any time if you'd like to. I tend to be bad about responding to people, so if I don't respond and you want to talk to me, bug me a couple times. But I am happy to talk if you ever have any questions, or you want to talk politics, or you want to ask me about my experiences with, like, depression or any mental health issues. I'm always happy to you know, lend an ear. That's not a figure of speech. I'm always happy to listen and offer some advice and stuff. And I do have a Patreon, but a bunch of people are getting rid of Patreon, which is totally understandable. And at some point I might just, like, switch to Streamlabs or something. But if you want to support me or follow me, blah, 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 it's all there. Whatever. You know the drill. And stuff. And yeah, Republicans give more charity than Democrats. That's provable. It's true. It's true. People giving to charity is a far more reliable way to get money to those who need it than the government is. When you give money to the government, it disappears and you never know where it went. You know, private entities giving stuff to charity of their own volition is a way more effective way to help people and animals and organizations in need. But thank you guys so much for watching. I always have an awkward moment because, like, if I stop streaming, like, when I click stop, it cuts off the stream immediately. So I have to, like, say goodbye, and then I have to sit here awkwardly for a minute to watch my stream to see when I get to saying goodbye, and then I can shut it off. So I'm going to do that here. So there will be a little weird moment of nonsense and rambling, I guess. Yeah. I don't know else. what else to say? I have nothing else to say. I can no longer speak coherently. Except the Clinton Foundation, lol. Yeah, they give to some interesting groups. They really do. They give a lot. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you dearly. I hope you guys have a good night, and I will see you again soon. Bye.